start stream. Duh. Alright, boys and girls and boys. It's your boy, King Jiffy Coats, and we're back with another one today. I got a huge-ass docket for you guys. Do you see all these tabs? Do you see all these tabs? Oh, we're going to get to all these tabs. We're going to get to all these tabs, maybe a little more. I don't know. I don't know how all this is going to fall down the poop canyon. We got a lot of stuff. I heard Adam22 that the No Jumper guy's in some drama. He's got so many downfalls videos about him just popping out, pow 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 pow. I don't know what's going on with this guy. But it's supposedly he's going broke. But we got that going on. We got Ms. Kiff. We got TikTokers doing TikToker stuff. We have all the way through, there's an apology video I'm going to get to today. It's going to be wild. It's going to be wild. But without further ado, I think we should start with the first one. I think we should get into the first one. Let me just refresh here, get the stream up, and we have all the way. We got a bunch of stuff, like I said. I got my chat up, and we're gonna cook tonight. They're gonna be like, oh my god, is it King Jiffy? Is he cooking? Is King Jiffy cooking? Oh my god, King Jiffy's cooking! And I'll be like, yes, I am. But here we go. We got ourselves a wonderful time. First thing we're gonna be looking at. We all know that Adam22 started himself a podcast called No Jumper. Now, this dude has had a riddled past. I'm talking about, we got some stuff that I can't say in an intro going about him with people of certain age ranks doing stuff under certain amounts of sheets. We got a dude whose wife gets under other sheets with other guys. It's just endless. This guy's endlessly controversial all over the place, and it's crazy considering his whole start out was just having a podcast with crazy rappers, and I think he did some skateboard magazines before that. So this guy's been around for a long time, been in the industry forever, but we're gonna get into he's basically having another satisfying downfall. The dude's crashing out again. I mean, this dude can't stop. He can't stop, won't stop. But this is the satisfying downfall of Adam22 and No Jumper by Matty Bones. So let's get right into the news.
No Jumper used to be one of the best podcasts to get connected with your favorite up-and-coming artists in the underground. From interviews with artists like XXXTentacion and Juice WRLD to putting out music videos for up-and-coming artists, they had one of the biggest and best platforms in hip-hop. But fast forward to 2025, and Adam22, the owner of No Jumper, just put out a video claiming that they are going broke.
So there's something that I've been hiding from you guys. No Jumper is going broke.
On April 2nd of 2025, Adam22 posted a video on the No Jumper channel titled, No Jumper is Going Broke. He started off by describing how much money he wasted by trying to grow and creating all of these expenses for himself, even though the views were never that great.
We expanded too much during COVID at just about the exact moment that our revenue...
Dude, so many people did this. So many people did the same thing because everybody was sitting at home during COVID, dude. They were all sitting at home. They were feeling the veins in their genitals. They were doing their thing. They were bored out of their minds. So what were they doing? They were playing video games. They're watching YouTube. Probably the corn industry shot up to a bajillion percentage. And what ended up happening, and I've seen this with the gaming industry recently, is these executives and people like Adam22 here were looking at the numbers and they were drooling. They were drooling like other guys drool over his wife's pussy, right? They were drooling so hard, bro. And they just saw the numbers. They saw the money coming in and they thought expand. And what they should have done is just stayed the course, baby. They should have stayed the course, played things safe, really stacked up that money and put a bunch of good eggs and smart investments in it to really set them on a very strong path forward. And it's crazy to me because to me it was common sense stuff. It's okay, we have this boom right now that's been kind of pushed because the government's don't go outside, and it's like, that's weird, but all right. And these guys were like, oh, these numbers are gonna stay forever. And I remember like media outlets saying that this wasn't just a boom, it was gonna be like the trend. And I was like, there's no way, there is no way that this stays steady, and this isn't just like inflated from the fact that nobody can go outside. But like, I'm curious about the No Jumpers numbers right before we get back into this. So I pulled up their channel really quick, and if you look at their videos, like look at these numbers, bro. They're all over the place, right? The podcast numbers are doing okay, but for a channel with 4 million subs, this isn't great. Like, this is fine. It's getting the job done, but I could pull up somebody like a Cheeto, right? A Cheeto. Oh, fuck. A Cheeto is like a commentary YouTuber, right? And you pull up, he has 538 subscribers, right? You look at his videos, 15K, 30K, 11K, 49, 48, 17. This is right around, are actually about the same as the No Jumper numbers, and he's got way less subs. I'm talking, we're just not even in the same ballpark amount of subs, baby. So, like, I see what No Jumper has, and it's all diminishing returns, and you can't keep a brand going on that. And it doesn't help that he's been out here doing stuff like his fans or his wife with the OnlyFans thing. Say what you want, a lot of these rapper guys and these like tough guys that used to watch this type of stuff, right? They're not gonna be down like, oh yeah, you're tough, but you watch your chick get fucked by other guys. Like, I'm sorry, there's not like a cuck is a normal insult from rappers and stuff like this. You have all of this stuff where Adam's like censoring people from saying certain stuff on his show, and it was just like this long downfall of bullshit that you can't sustain, especially if you're trying to like maintain a brand. You can't be out here doing wild shit like this and expecting it not to affect your company. Like, I'm actually a fan of what Elon Musk has done with the whole Doge thing. Now, say what you want about it, but it was critically bad for his brand. Like, unequivocally so. And it's kind of the same type of correlation that I'm seeing. It's like, dude has this company. He's like, I'm going to go do this thing that's going to be highly controversial, and I'm expecting to keep having the same returns. Absolutely not. There's a reason why people aren't buying Teslas, and it's because there's so much crazy shit, and it's tied to somebody who's politically tied to like a president that they might not like. Or you look at Adam 22, where before it was just rappers and stuff, and now it's tied to a guy that has accusations of CP. He's got accusations of, or not really CP, but like, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. He's got there was like an accusation of him with like a 16-year-old, right? Now again, these are accusations. Anyways, and then he also has a thing with his wife. He's also just on countless occasions brought up own controversy onto himself, and you do this, it's going to hurt your channel.
News streams all took a hit. We hired a whole bunch of editors and other employees, and we bought a huge office building that cost us almost $4 million, thinking that the growth that we were experiencing during the pandemic was going to continue. And unfortunately,
which was retarded. I'm sorry. What a fucking absolute dumb retard thing to do. Oh, we're going to keep growing because of COVID. Absolutely not. You should have looked at it as an insane boom like it was, and then just like played it a little bit safe. Maybe not buy a $4 million studio. Maybe get like some, you should have like, for $1 million, you could have gotten like a decent studio at least.
That did not happen. Our YouTube numbers, which had doubled or even tripled, gradually returned to normal. Our Snapchat and Facebook numbers, which had exploded during COVID, sometimes even hitting 6 figures a month, shrank by about 80% or more. Our Patreon, which was absolutely killing it for a year or two when we were doing uncensored, aka nude interviews with up-and-coming superstars like Kazumi and Sky Bree, fell off quite a bit with the launch of Plug Talk and a decreased interest in seeing us interview stars.
He also wanted to talk about how big of a hit the channel took when all of his hosts were leaving. Adam continued to say that the No Jumper Instagram account was actually...
And a lot of them left because he got too insufferable to deal with.
actually taken down, which also seems like a huge cash flow source for them. On top of all this, he also said that they're being sued by a former employee, which is also very expensive for him. Adam said that because of all this, they had to lay off a bunch of their staff. They're trying to sell their multi-million-dollar warehouse that they just moved into like 2 years ago, and they also have to close their store. Regardless, it seemed like this whole video was made basically so that Adam could just get some sympathy and ask fans to support.
But I honestly spend pretty much all of my time trying to create as much content as possible with No Jumper, and I can't really justify doing so unless the fundamentals of the business make sense. It was a big decision to share this stuff with you guys, but at a certain point I realized that I've been honest with the world.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry, dude, but you are so retarded. This is all just bad financial decisions. Like, you literally saw growth because everybody's forced inside, sitting on their phone. It's obviously that growth isn't going to be continual. You are going to go back to it's like watching a stock. Like, a company releases a new product, that stock's gonna go up, right? It's gonna go up. But when there's no other product, that stock's gonna start dripping back down because it's going back into its normal position. It's like typical market stuff. This isn't super brainiac moves. We're not trying to beat the Incredible Hulk here. You're absolutely retarded for doing this. Sorry, dude. You're a fucking retard.
World about just about everything in my life over the years, and it felt wrong to keep all this stuff that we've been dealing with.
You know what he did? He got some of these like dumb like new rappers that think it's way cooler to buy like a gajillion-dollar chain than make good investments. Now, that's not all rappers, but even like T-Pain has talked about the stupid money he spent early in his career, and he was talking to some of these motherfuckers that were like, yeah, you just got to keep pumping money into it and shit'll work out. And it was like, no, shit will not work out, my fine lad. You're fucked in the anus just like your wife.
In secret. So I know what you're thinking. What can you do to help? Well, I do have some ideas, which I'll sort into 3 categories.
Give me fucking money, you stupid fucking keyboard monkeys.
Here, free, cheap, and generous.
And if you guys look at the like to dislike ratio or see what people are commenting, people aren't being too supportive. But you're probably wondering, why do people not feel bad for Adam22 and No Jumper? Why are their finances so bad? Why did they hire all these people and have to lay them off? And you may even be wondering what happened to the original No Jumper style of content. Well, to best understand that, I think it's important to look at No Jumper's origins. Originally, No Jumper began as a YouTube channel / podcast involved in the BMX community. It was created by Adam22, who owned a BMX store and was very involved. He also had some friends that were underground rappers, such as Xavier Wolf. He decided to interview some of his friends, which got some views, so he continued interviewing more and more underground rappers. Quickly, he started getting guests like Black Cray, Gangsta Boo, Puya, Suicide Boys, and many more. And what made his podcast so appealing at the time was it felt really underground. Not only was he talking to underground artists, but the whole DIY setup and great conversations just made it feel like a really good way to connect to your favorite artists. He interviewed tons of underground artists, was vlogging concerts, and even posting music videos for artists like Lil Peep 10 years ago. He got Yachty, Maxo, Cream, Danny Duncan, Larry June, Andy Milonakis, and tons of others. But probably his most iconic interview, and the one that blew him up the most, was his interview with XXXTentacion, right as he was about to blow up. This interview was an hour and 20-minute insight into the life of a crazy, mysterious, and controversial artist who was exploding onto the scene. After this, Adam was able to lock in with tons of people from Riley Reid to Nadeshot for whatever reason. Honestly, if you can think of anybody who
I think one of the big problems. Hi, Squiggly. I think one of the big problems too was he lost the focus of what started it up and started moving toward the corn stuff. Not that like it wasn't like popular, and I'm sure it is in certain circles, but the original audience wanted like the rappers wanted the underground scene, and instead it was just like, oh dude, what OnlyFans model can we get on today? And it just seemed to get distracted is what I mean. It's not that you can't have people like that on your podcast, but it just seemed to go in so many different directions. It wasn't just like the BMX underground rap or underground music podcast anymore. It was let's do everything all the time and try to like be one of these like fucking shit in a bucket podcasts, you know?
Coming up in the last decade, Adam probably interviewed them. Adam was posting vlogs on No Jumper, and like I said, everything felt very DIY. but over time he went on to bigger artists, he got a new studio, and upgraded pretty much everything. From like 2015 and 2016 to like 2020, No Jumper was one of the leading, most important media platforms in rap. They helped to break so many artists, posted tons of music videos and behind the scenes for big artists in the game. They were also doing news on other platforms like Instagram, which was probably really helpful for their income. No Jumper also just had a ton of viral moments in their podcast, which helped them to explode.
Wow, Adam, big
There
boy.
we go.
Oh, you fucking fun. Right now, right now. You want to go right now? You want to go? I remember when this shit happened, dude. I was like, what? I didn't know what this is the first time I ever heard about No Jumper right here. When the dude like pulled up with a gun in the studio, and then Adam22 was talking about the fact that he had no idea who that guy was. He just busted in with a gun. And I remember stuff like this happening, and I'm like, yeah, this sounds like wildly interesting. This is like underground. It felt kind of to me like those old skateboard magazines, like where Bam Margera and all those guys got their start. It felt very akin to that. And then like a few years later, I check back in, and all of a sudden it just feels like a fucking shit in the bucket podcast where Cum Falcons are coming in and eating out of it. You know what I mean?
Shout out to the homie Boonk.
Oh my God, bro. Help me with this. Okay.
And don't worry, by the way, Boonk is doing much better now, so you guys don't need to worry about that. However, it seemed like eventually chasing viral moments would be what led to No Jumper's downfall. I think what marks the beginning of the end for No Jumper was episode 1 of the No Jumper show. On July 25th of 2019, they aired the first episode featuring Camgirl and Housephone. Housephone in particular had been really tight with Adam since the beginning of No Jumper. They already had started podcasts on No Jumper, but this was the first one where it seemed like Adam tried to take it seriously. And after this, it really just opened the floodgates for tons of new podcasts, hosts, and guests to come. A Compton rapper by the name of AD got his own podcast. Then Housephone got his own podcast. These guys would either do live shows or just pre-recorded shows, and eventually the more and more they brought their friends on, the No Jumper cast grew a ton. It went
Well, and we saw a ton of this in this time period. I mean, this is like what anybody who had a successful podcast at this time was doing, because once Vidco showed up, dude, everybody was like, look at all this fucking money I'm making, dude. They're rubbing it on their nipples, bro. They're like rolling it up in a tube and having sex with it no matter how many paper cuts they get. And they were just like pumping out this money, and they're like, oh, dude, I'm gonna get my friends a podcast, and I'm gonna get another podcast. And it became so fucking oversaturated that you would go onto YouTube and it was just podcast after podcast after podcast, and half of this shit was uninteresting, and it was like a repeat of something else we'd already fucking seen. It was like, dude, do I want to sit here and just like open my mouth for like dank moldy pussy juice to drip in? No, the fuck I don't. I'm gonna go to the one that I actually know, and it's already caught my mind before. I already know what I'm getting with that one. So I'm going to go to the fucking podcast that I already like. So people just kind of entrench themselves. And this happens all the time in entertainment, where somebody will see something like Joe Rogan or whatever, and they're like, I want to do that. And then another one pops up, and another one, and another one, and another one. All of a sudden, you oiling up like Diddy's Mansion, and you're just getting fucked because everyone's already done what your plan is to do.
From Adam and Housephone and a few others to eventually dozens of people with shows or just regularly occurring appearances on the platform. Two specific additions to the No Jumper cast, Crip Mac as a personality and the Thoughts Next Door podcast, would open up a lot of doors to a lot of problems that No Jumper would eventually face. Regardless though, throughout the 2020s, Adam had tons of people hosting their own shows or collabing on shows like Lush, Flacco, Brick Baby, T-Rel, AD, Sharp, and plenty of others. They also had the No Jumper Sports podcast, which is funny because the host Kiki got a tattoo of the logo just for it to be canceled after 15 episodes. But you may be noticing something. A lot of these names are not familiar. Unless you're super deep into rap or this sort of content, it's likely that you are not familiar with a lot of the people that he was trying to bring on and replace himself with. Old fans of the No Jumper channel likely were not really interested in watching tons of random people talk about random things when originally they subscribed for underground rap content or interviews with rappers or Adam talking to rappers or vlogging and things like that. You guys probably don't even know this, but like 2 years ago they even invited me to join them on the news, and that I think that just goes to show they're inviting anybody. Like, why would who wants to watch me on No Jumper, right? Nobody. So I don't understand why they just have so many random people on their show. They even had a
Well, that's the problem, is they literally just tried to. So here's the thing you learn with content, right? This is something you learn. you start putting out a bunch of shit. You put out a bunch of shit. You want to get your face out there. You push your your face out there. What it ends up happening to a lot of these guys is once they get their face out there, they're like, okay, well, now I start expanding further. Even though I can't put my face on it, I can put my name on it, and then I can have like this giant universe of different stuff that's all pulling me money. And they don't think about the fact that of all the work they put in themselves to create this kind of organic build, or this organic growth to then supply my viewership. So they think that their viewership's also going to go watch this stupid bullshit without knowing anything about any of these fucking dudes. It's like, oh, dude, yeah, we got a sports podcast on it. Oh, are you going to be on it, Adam? Fuck no, I don't know sports. So I got fucking Jim Baloney Face, and he's going to go do sports, and nobody knows Jim Baloney Face. Fuck, dude, I don't even know a gym, bro. So why, like, look how fat I am, bro. I can't fucking, I don't know a gym. The fuck we talking about? So I'm not going to watch that shit. And that just kept happening continuously, and we've seen it time and time again in this industry. It's so fucking sad how these guys will just like fucking build a platform and then expect everyone to just fund and sustain these other platforms they build.
Brief podcast with Long Beach Griffey, who's like a YouTube skit guy, which I just thought that was really random. But regardless, the only way that all of these random hosts were going viral was with controversial moments. Like when his co-host Almighty Suspect got into a fight with one of their guests.
Bro, fucking Ben Franklin knows who I am.
Out of here.
He knows who the fuck I am. I'm
You
getting
said
money
what?
every day. I said
You
Ben
said-
Franklin knows who the fuck I am.
Who you calling a bitch
Franklin,
though?
I'm calling you a bitch.
Fights like this and intense arguments between hosts, co-hosts, and guests over time became a common occurrence on the No Jumper platform.
How did you and
Yeah, dude, 100%. This is something else that I want to say. I know I'm pausing a bunch, but like I said, the first one I ever saw was the one the guy pulled up with a gun and like put it to Adam's head. But like after a few years, like once a week we were seeing a fight or a fucking argument or somebody throwing water or some shit on that podcast endlessly, to the point that it's just like you don't care anymore. It doesn't have any effect like the earlier ones did, because those were spontaneous. They felt like you hadn't ever seen it on any other show before. But when your shit just turns into fucking Jersey Shore every single week, it's not gonna last forever. You're not gonna keep creating these moments and make them feel original every fucking time.
Kevo getting to it to begin with?
He was
Like,
cloud chasing off
Man,
Kevo.
shut up. I just said let the man talk.
What'd you say, Kevo?
Bro, suck my dick, bro. That's a.
Hey, stop
bro.
playing before I smack the shit out you.
Do it.
Hey, no. Not here. Not here. Watch out. We ain't doing that here. Watch out.
I'll beat the out of you.
No, man.
I'll beat the out of you.
No, man.
Literally, as more and more people began coming on the platform and Adam began hiring all of these people, so many fights broke out. Like I mentioned earlier, it seemed as if No Jumper had just began chasing these viral moments rather than actually setting out to make good content or thought-provoking interviews.
Oh, cuz. Uh-oh. My nigga Bill in this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? My nigga Bill in this motherfucker, bro. Oh, hold on, bro. Hey, hold on.
Dude, did you see that? This guy's face. Oh, I didn't know this was gonna happen. I only set it up this way. Oh, you're telling me he fucked his mom, bro? He fucked his mom, bro? Oh, I didn't know at all, dude. I didn't get the text from Adam that told me to invite this guy to cause this drama. Oh, shibbly dibbly toilet man. Whoa.
I think a fan summed it up best in a comment where they said, No Jumper was like watching a group of high school kids try to run a podcast. And it's true, it had become like a modern day World Star damn near, where the focus of the content was just low hanging fruit, low IQ entertainment. Like, look at this thumbnail and title, bro. It just looks like some 2015 clickbait YouTube garbage content. No Jumper had began turning into a reality TV show, and fans were not happy. Even Adam would eventually admit that it probably wasn't the best idea to chase virality all of the time on the podcast.
Those viral moments, for the most part, were kind of like destructive
Yeah, of
to what we were building
Of course.
and really like, yeah, it might have been fun in the moment, or it might like I'm watching like, you know, Act react to like clips from No Jumper at one point, and he's saying like, bro, this looks like a hostile workplace. Like people are just being too aggressive towards each other, etc. Like this is not, and I'm kind of watching it like, yeah.
But it wasn't just because of the controversy, the fights, and the randoms that were always hosting No Jumper that caused it to fail. In part, it was the fact that none of them could seem to get along. The many hosts on this platform began to beef with one another, and a lot of that was fueled by the No Jumper subreddit. Believe it or not, it was actually really obvious to fans that a lot of the people at No Jumper were actually reading the subreddit. They were making burners and constantly responding to and arguing with fans. But then the No Jumper host realized something. There was a lot of negative posts about the No Jumper host, except for Adam and his wife, Lena. Adam was a mod of the No Jumper subreddit.
Well, this is the thing that Adam has done, continuously that led to his downfall so hard, is he refuses to have any criticism thrown his way. He will have people like blacklisted from the No Jumper like multiverse just for talking bad about him or bringing up. If you go on this is something that people have talked about. If you go on No Jumper and bring up some of the stuff from his past, it's a little bit. he then will like fucking like try to end your career. He is like absolutely insane about this bullshit. It's so fucking weird, dude. And this is the type of stuff like I argue in my comments all the time, mainly because I know that it's going to drive engagement for the channel. And you might be really mad that I say that, but I'm fucking out here in this. I'm out here, dude. I'm out here in the YouTube streets. I'm out here hustling on the YouTube streets. But I'm out here trying to do my thing. And when I see that I get engagement and I can get myself a little more engagement, I'll have like conversations and discourse in the comments because I know it'll push my video and then get more eyes on my video. And eventually maybe I will get some monetization, and I'll turn it into the next No Jumper. No, I won't. But the whole thing was like he cares. It's a lot of these big ego guys that have like they grow these massive channels. They don't like to feel like they're being made fun of. They don't like to feel like they're the butt of the joke. And I think the difference between a lot of really successful people that stay consistent is like the people that like would be like no, not cancelable, or the fact that they don't care if they're the butt of the joke, because there's nothing you can do to fucking affect them. At the end of the day, they're just gonna keep doing their shit, and they don't give a half a fuck what you think. And that, I think, is the best, most successful way to do this shit, because if you let this shit affect you, eventually it's going to fucking balloon in your fucking face, and that balloon's gonna pop and it's gonna cover you with semen, dog.
He was actively removing anything negative about him and his wife, but leaving up tons of negative stuff about his co-host, his employees, and some people who he claimed were his friends. My friend 1111 actually interviewed a mod from the old No Jumper subreddit, and he explained that this was actually a huge deal for No Jumper.
Hold on, there's nothing never.
Here's what you can expect to pay for your time.
I mean, like, to have a subreddit where they're never allowed to say anything bad about you is so cringe, dude. I don't censor anything in my chat, right? I don't censor anything in my chat other than things that will get me banned on YouTube, right? I try to have the most open chat that I could possibly have, and one day when I have like a subreddit about me, I will just let that shit go hog wild because I don't want any part of it. If people want to make a subreddit about me and then like someone to talk shit, someone to defend me, do your fucking thing. I do not care. It's like my Discord. Now I did eventually have to add like a politics section, or I put a politics, you argue here section. So if somebody goes fucking popping off in my general, I say go to the argument or politics section, argue there, cause drama there, leave everybody else alone, because that was my only real way that I wanted to mediate it without putting down like ban hammers and shit, because I think that shit's cringe. But my thing has always been like, let people voice their shit. Let people talk, because good or bad, at the end of the day, like, people that like you are going to defend you. People that don't like you are never going to like you. So it really doesn't matter how much you fucking censor these jabronis.
Post his employees, and some people who he claimed were his friends. My friend 1111 actually interviewed a mod from the old No Jumper subreddit, and he explained that this was actually a
Oh, by the way, I didn't miss the fact that when they were scrolling, he literally has a dildo that's made to look or be his actual penis, which I know they probably added a couple inches to. Let's be honest, bro. Nobody's out there putting out dildos of their own dick and making it the exact size. They're adding at least an inch. Don't let this shit lie to you. You know they added some girth and some inches to that bitch. Like, who the fuck is so absorbed with themselves? They're like, I need to fucking cast my dick and have them pour a bunch of silicone in the cast so that women can masturbate using my penis dildo. That's what we need in the world. That takes a new level of ego, dog.
huge deal for No Jumper.
Hold on, there's nothing never negative about Adam and his girl. We like, hold on, that's cool, it's fine. But now that we see that they're mods, it's crazy because there's something negative about AD's girl, my girl.
People could be getting dragged to hell, but that could stay up. But anything Adam and Lena related, it could go down in an instant.
As a moderator of the page, Adam had been banning accounts and deleting posts if they were made about him or Lena, but left them up no matter how bad they were about fellow hosts in their personal lives. After seeing this, our mod guy here then started unbanning these users and apologizing, which Adam clearly did not like and led to him being removed as a mod.
The No Jumper people were so involved in the Reddit that some key info got leaked by a host onto the Reddit from a burner account. Then this caused like a whole bunch of drama on the IRL No Jumper podcast. This wasn't just Reddit anymore, this was real life, which is crazy because this whole Reddit incident caused a huge fallout between Lush, Flacco, AD, and Adam. And this was not the only infighting that occurred. Remember how earlier I said house phone was—
Well, and here's the thing too, if you, like, let's say I have a bunch of friends, right? That's shocking, I know, dude. Sad King Jiffy Coats over here. I don't have any fucking friends, but let's say I have friends, right? Let's say I got this giant network of friends that I associate with in the internet landscape, and they're all talked about in my subreddit, right? They're all getting fucking yelled at, they're getting slammed, they're getting fucking, people are talking about how they just want to jizz on them or, like, smash them with some Kegel thigh pressure. Like, that doesn't make sense, Kegel thigh pressure. Kegels are to strengthen the grip of the vagina. They're getting slapped between some vagina lips because of Kegel vagina pressure. Anyways, they got all this shit coming down on them, but they notice that nothing's happening to me, right? Obviously, they're gonna hold some sort of apprehension toward me because they know that I don't give a fuck about them, that I'm only censoring shit about me. Now, if you don't censor any of the shit, and then they complain to you, it's like, dog, have you not seen them dragging me through the fucking dirt every single day on there? It's happening to everybody. If I start banning one person getting made fun of, I'm going to have to start banning everyone that gets made fun of. And it's just not going to be a place that anybody comes to. It's going to be a place that's just a circle jerk, and I don't want a circle jerk. So if you have a problem with that, I think we can have a conversation from there. But other than that, you're just being a bitch. But the fact that you're already sitting at you're sitting in the chair of the most biggest pussy bitch because you're already banning everything makes you look like this fucking massive hypocrite, especially when you're allowing everybody else to get dragged through the glass and the AIDS.
Was with Adam from like the beginning of No Jumper. Well, they also had a falling out after Adam interviewed a transgender woman named Gracie Jane. In this podcast, they talked about how she had hooked up with House Phone.
Oh, come on. You've already sold out entire life here.
Yeah, well.
Did that look down upon to expose that somebody may have been with a trans person?
Yeah, absolutely. I sign NDAs and I take them very seriously, so just letting everybody know
that. You
that.
didn't get one, I'm guessing?
He didn't pay me, fuck him.
Seems like I'm worried about people calling me a bad friend for just not editing this and putting it out. They're going to be mad at me, but I'm just...
He's just going to be... well, how about this? Acting like you didn't do some that you did do, and you know you did.
I've been friends with him for like... And I just don't want to be like...
The truth is the truth.
Apparently House Phone and Adam had talked about it before it went live, and he asked Adam to cut that part. But then Adam claimed that he told his editor to censor everything about House Phone. He did show the text, and he did show the part where he said that he would just wanted it cut, and the editor accidentally left it in. And fans very quickly pieced together who Adam was talking about in this interview. Fans were extremely upset with Adam, commenting things like, Adam's not a bad friend. He's not a friend at all. He doesn't respect any of his employees. He's just scared of half of them. Another said, The fact this interview is still up speaks volumes. Eventually, House Phone...
Well, and see, this is already building on the distraction of how it went from just rappers to just random fucking people. And I feel like some of these people he pulled on because he knew it was going to cause some drama, and he wanted to poke the bear a little bit. So he had him edit it out a little, just enough. And I'm sure that he might have acted later, oh yeah, the editor did that, it's not on me. There's no fucking way that editor just left some of that in. He left just enough in to say, hey, House Phone, suck my dick, boy. Suck my dick, boy. And it made him look like it obviously pissed him off because he's trying to cause drama and cause these feuds. So then when they have a podcast together, it can be brought up and he can get that viral moment. Because later they did have a blowout. What a fucking shocker. He's manufacturing this drama so that it'll keep blowing up and he will keep getting virality. It was all he was using everyone around him to create these viral moments by playing them like pieces in his fucking circus.
Confronted Adam on the podcast and things got very serious.
You're talking about, yeah, he's been going through the mom shit. He's been going through the health. You talking about the person that fucking raised me, that birthed me, my best friend that died? Oh, he's been going through the mom shit.
But are you actually acting like I have some kind of disrespect for your mom when
You're
I
disrespectful as
I paid for the fucking
First of all-
funeral as soon
first
as
of
it
all-
happened just because.
Pussy, nigga. Come on, bro. Not here, bro. Not here. Pussy, nigga.
What I fucking tell you, he got his MTV moment. He got his fucking I don't know, fucking Jersey Shore guy headbutting a wall. He got that moment. He fucking built this shit up, knew that he could utilize the fact that he paid for his mom's funeral as a way to shield himself from any criticism, which is disgusting. It's what all these fucking guys do. It's what, like, you look at any of these famous guys who always play, like, I'm the good guy shit. They're always using the downfall of other people to shield themselves from criticism. It's fucking gross. I hate these people, bro.
Come on. Not here, bro. All right, let me go. Not here, my nigga.
Because of all of the beefs between hosts, Adam, and the fans, half of the No Jumper cast left between like 2022 and 2024. After this incident, the entire subreddit actually turned on Adam because he was deleting every post about the situation. So the fans created a subreddit called No Jumper V2, which was unmoderated, became very popular, and was very critical of Adam and No Jumper. It's really weird, and you'll notice this throughout the video, but it's like No Jumper has a really strong core fan base, but that fan base kind of just hates No Jumper. It's really interesting. Anyways, because of all the issues Adam had with his co-hosts and employees, it eventually led to him getting called out and exposed multiple times for some pretty controversial things. I'm not going to go too deep into this because this could be like a whole hour-long video in and of itself, but basically Adam was allegedly involved in some weird things that were dug up on the internet that involved minors. An old blog post of his...
Yeah, and I talked about this a little bit at the beginning, and I said allegedly because I'm like trying to like shield myself from all of this bullshit. But it's like he was messing with like 16-year-olds and shit, and it was like there was like all this shit that came out that just made him look like an absolute scumbag. And I've never seen it like it popped up a little bit, but it was like quickly overshadowed by the fact that his like wife was gonna get plowed by another dude. And it was just kind of weird how that timing worked up, that people were more worried about this shit than him acting like his drama in the past, when if it was somebody else, I feel like they would have like ended their whole career over it.
Was dug up where he said. Now, any of the math inclined out there are probably reading this and thinking something like, she's 19 now, you were 23 then. How old was she then? Well, she was 16. But come on, man, look at her. She's 18 or 19 in most of the pics here, but she didn't look much different at all then. If statutory rape is wrong, I didn't want to be right. Now I can make the argument that the age of consent is 16 in Canada, although I'm sure that traveling from America to Canada to have sex with a minor is still legal as hell. But really, fucking argument. She was stupid hot and I wanted in. Now, to be fair to Adam, he never said in this post that they hooked up around that time. He said that he actually started dating a different girl, and then after Adam and that girl started dating, by that point this girl was 19, so then they hooked up, which I think some people would classify as grooming.
I mean, still a wild ass statement, bro. Still a wild ass statement. I mean, come the fuck on, dude. bro, the pictures you see of her now, she's like 18 or 19, but man, she didn't look much different then, bro. And if stat shit is wrong, bro, I don't want to be right. Jesus, bro, what a wild fucking statement, dog. Like, it's just so wild. Like, there's so many people get their careers burned and all the time for shit like this, and I know he's just like saying shit that was like edgy for that time period or whatever. And if I'm gonna be like incredibly fucking generous, which I try to be on this channel, a lot of people think that I just like try to burn people down, but if you watch my shit, I usually try to be generous. But what the fucking scumbag is this guy, dude? And it was stuff like that that I started seeing. I'm like, holy fuck, dude. I started to notice him manufacturing drama and like purposely trying to cause a rift with the fucking No Jumper crew so that he could get more clippable moments. And this is just shit I was seeing from the outside, like Twitter posts. I was seeing like clips that was always like highlighting the shit that was going on, because No Jumper was the first one to cut that shit into a clip and then put it in my doom scroll feed. And I was just like noticing, it was like, dude, they're manufacturing this shit. These Adam's literally doing this shit so that he can cause as much discontent between his own group, cause as much drama, try to rile him up as much as he can so he can get these fight clips, while he, then also protecting himself from all of his shit in the past. He will fucking ban people, or like he'll have people kicked off of his show for bringing up that statement, for saying anything about that, but he will put people on blast that are his co-hosts for much less. And that's where I see him, as this disgusting fucking slimy hypocrite piece of shit, and probably much worse.
And I'm not gonna lie, I actually researched an entire video about all of these like weird sexual controversies that Adam 22 was involved in, but it was a long time ago, and I was just coming off a cease and desist, so I was kind of scared to post this one, to be honest, so I never did. But I have a ton of research on all of this stuff, and there was a bunch more weird things that he got caught up in, like on a super old forum from 2006, when after being asked the age range of girls he's been with, he said, "I don't think I've done any 17-year-olds since besides the one last year. Also, I am 22 right now." He also said on this forum, 15's a good age. That last one was probably like a 2006 edgy joke, but still, it's really weird. This is why a lot of people turned on Adam 22, and a lot of people even started calling him Adam 16. Regardless, because of all of this stuff, a lot of people did not like Adam 22, whether they were fans of No Jumper or not. It seemed like the overall hip-hop community as well was not a fan of Adam 22, nor his platform, because of how controversial they had become. And that's why I have this theory that a lot of artists are no longer going on No Jumper for interviews, especially bigger ones, because it doesn't look good for their PR teams. On top of all of this, Adam was also dipping his toes into political podcasts, which just isn't ever going to come without controversy, especially when he's having people like Nick Fuentes and Sneeko on. So not only was the entire crew falling apart, but people were beginning to hate the main guy himself, Adam 22. And on top of all of that, No Jumper had really began to lose their identity as a platform in general. Over time, hip-hop...
I actually want to say something about the Nick Fuentes and Sneeko thing, and this is something that I think is really important, and a lot of people like criticized me when I talked about Hassan being on that Trash Taste podcast. This is what you fucking welcome. And the example I utilized for Hassan being on that show is you welcomed the fucking Nick Fuentes of the left on that show, and then were surprised that you got backlash. Because, like, when you had him on the first time, he hadn't said his wildness shit. Now he's out there wilding out like Nick Fuentes, and you have, when you actively invite a controversial person onto your show, you have to expect controversy. Now, Adam and these guys don't think about the future, obviously, because they're fucking broke, because they thought that the COVID boom was going to sustain forever, like absolute fucking retards. But also the craziest part too is they knew that by putting Nick Fuentes on there, a guy that's actively hated by both the left and right, there's like, his fan base is absolutely crazy, right? They're Hassan brainlet style crazy. Like, anybody who goes that far out on the political spectrum, their fan base are absolute dipshits. You know, they're the type of people you point and laugh at, and you point and laugh at their fan bases, right? But he invites these people on and expects nothing to fucking happen. No, he knew what was going to happen. He knew about the controversy, but he wasn't thinking about anything past the controversy. He thought, I'm going to have this person on, and it's going to drive engagement numbers. And that only works if you're like a bit channel. Like, I think the only person I could see it working for is like Matan Evans. I think Matan Evans, I think he did have Sneeko on, but Matan Evans, I think, could have anybody on that fucking show, and it'd be funny because he makes a laughing stock out of everybody there. He makes fun of every single person who comes onto his show, and he's an asshole to everybody. So you're there to watch his little Borat impression while he fucking trolls these famous people. And so it doesn't matter who he has on, he's going to troll them, so it's going to be entertaining. But with Adam, he's actually going to sit there and listen to him like they're actually speaking fucking facts, push back a little bit, but he knows he's getting the controversy clicks from it, and those aren't sustainable, and you're going to lose a portion of your audience for having an extremist on your platform. Extreme person, extreme reaction, baby.
Content stopped becoming the main focus of No Jumper, and they started talking about one of two things. First, they started interviewing a ton of porn stars. If you didn't know, Adam22 started an adult film media thing with his wife Lena called Plug Talk. So porn stuff is something that he's been involved in a lot over the last couple of years. Also, he went mega viral for letting his wife do some solo content with another guy, which has definitely changed fans' opinions on him. A lot of people now view him as a cuck and a sellout and all sorts of things. Regardless, because of their involvement in porn, Adam and his co-host started interviewing a ton of stars on No Jumper. It used to be on occasion, like with really big ones like Riley Reid, for example, but then it started.
Well, and that's the thing, like you can have like occasionally have some of these people on, like, no, I'm not, I have nothing against porn stars, I have nothing against anything, but like if you like having like somebody like Riley Reid or somebody of that, or Scarlett or Sasha Grey or some of these like massive people, it's more interesting to have like that because they've hit this level of fame that's intriguing, so they've kind of passed just I'm a porn star. But when you're just doing OnlyFans models, when you're a rap channel, like you're like, oh, dude, now we have this OnlyFans porn side quest, bro. We have this side quest where we just talk to porn stars all the time, and you're like, dude, well, I would sign up to this shit to watch like you talk to rappers, and it was cool when you had Riley Reid on, but I didn't know you were gonna make a whole channel out of it. Is it really that interesting? Like, because it's not. It's really not. It's you hear like the same story 472 times, right? It's like, oh, daddy issues. Look, I had daddy issues, so I got into. I don't know if that's actually the thing, but I don't know. I've never like went out and was like, you know, I want to listen to a podcast every day where they just talk about their time in the adult industry. That just sounds so much fun to me. That's really what I'm here for. Occasionally, it's like you're getting an interesting perspective. All the time, it's just sad.
Happening more and more often. To this day, fans are still complaining about it because like the first half decade of No Jumper's lifespan was strictly hip-hop content, strictly underground. So when a bunch of the content became porn or OnlyFans related, it really seemed to rub fans the wrong way. But the other thing that caused problems with fans was how deep into gang stuff Adam and the hosts of No Jumper were getting involved in. And this may actually play a hand into why No Jumper is going broke, or at least that he's claiming they are. If you guys, like myself, haven't been tuned into No Jumper except for maybe the occasional interview once a year, or if you're just not very in the loop at all, No Jumper has regularly been having a lot of LA gang members on, and they frequently talk about gang related things, and recently that's come back to bite them. Brick Baby, who I mentioned earlier, and Loose Cannon were recently indicted on a RICO, and both of these guys frequented No Jumper. They were connected to a guy named Big U, who allegedly is like the leader of a gang called the Rollin' 60s Crips. I don't know much about gang stuff, and I'm not going to pretend to, but basically it's a bunch of gang affiliated people hanging around No Jumper all the time and discussing what they do on the actual show. Wack 100, another guy who is heavily involved in the music industry and is heavily affiliated with No Jumper, is also affiliated with Big U, and there's even a clip of Adam trolling him about it on the podcast.
Back, what's up with this screenshot that Traplo Ross sent me of you begging Big U not to kill you?
That's cap. That's AI.
It's in the indictment. It's in the indictment that you were saying, don't do this. My wife, my kids in the car. Draws. Don't do this.
That's not a text message.
As someone who hasn't been tapped into No Jumper for years, it's so weird seeing him talk about all this really serious gang stuff.
I mean, the way that he presents it too is almost like it's a bit, bro. He almost presents it like it's a bit, like instead. And then he's like smiling shit because he's like, oh, now I'm gonna get serious because it's serious, dude. Like, why the fuck are you doing this to your friends? Why are you putting him on blast like that, dude? What type of fucked person? Like, let's say this dude did hold him at a position where he was gonna like absolutely outski the broski, right? Why the fuck are you bringing it up on your podcast? Like, it's all Oh, I hate this, dude. a dude's probably worst day in his life. Knows it probably makes him look like a bitch. And you're just going to put it out there for everybody to make fun of him because he begged for his fucking life. I don't know. It's gross, dude.
Than just like interviewing people. And I don't think that most fans are really into this sort of content either.
When I see Lovejoy basically putting a murder on Big U and claiming that he's looking for information about it or whatever, this is very confusing to me. Like, how in any way is this acceptable?
There's so much more detail to this, and I'm not really educated on it. It's like a really giant web of stuff. So if you want to learn more, I would check out this video by Point and Shoot. It's really good, and it really captures what's going on right now with the gang stuff. But regardless, if you guys want a more simplified version, there's basically just a ton of gang related people hanging out around No Jumper, and a bunch of dummies were talking about this stuff publicly on the platform. It also got to the point where people were calling Adam the feds because he was encouraging all of this self-snitching on his show, asking questions the police could possibly use. I mean, look at this clip.
I saw this video that alleged that it was you involved in this crazy ass shootout. What was that situation? Maybe it might not have been you. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I don't think it was me.
Okay. But that wasn't related to any of the cases that you caught? Well played. Okay.
So eventually...
Yeah, dude. I mean, if he's willing to do this shit to his friends to get them to... if he's willing to use the information he knows about his friends to get clippable moments just so that he can grow more, he is 100% using these fucking guys that he thinks he can get them to self-snitch on themselves. Like, he thinks it would be funny. Like, hey, here's the thing. The dude catches a case, right? Right? And then who the fuck, somebody makes a video. Dude on No Jumper gets arrested for blah, blah, blah. His name's back in the thing. Again, it's all trying to get that momentary bite so that later he can get another bite off of it. And the problem is you're just cutting your fucking wrists here, because then you're not gonna have anybody that wants to fucking hang around your channel, bro. You're literally cuffing yourself, right? You're cuffing your fucking wrists, and it's just like nothing's going to grow because you have nobody that wants to come here. They're gonna walk in, they're gonna see like you, they're gonna be like, I don't know, he's gonna pull up some drama that I don't want to talk about that he fucking found. He's gonna either blast his friends, he's gonna have some motherfucker I don't like come in. It's just like such a toxic environment that at any moment could go sideways, and the only person who's going to go sideways on is anybody but Adam22, because he's the one who's making the biggest paycheck at the end of the day.
Eventually, after the Crips who hung around No Jumper got picked up, the police actually went to Adam. Wack 100 claimed that he got arrested, but Adam cleared that up and said that never happened, with some even claiming this was a publicity stunt.
A lot of claims being made. Wack 100 said you got picked up by the feds. Can I ask you, where's that coming from?
I mean, Wack got a overactive imagination, to say the least. I was not picked up by the feds, but they did pay a visit to my residence, and my lawyer spoke to them, and they made it clear that I'm not in any kind of trouble right now. I'm not being investigated, but what they did want to get their hands on, which is kind of crazy, is that they wanted to see the cease and desist that we received from Big U maybe a year ago, that basically was requesting that we remove a podcast appearance in which Loose Cannon said that Big U had prior knowledge of Nipsey Hussle's death before it actually happened.
Regardless, the police definitely watched some No Jumper to help themselves in this case.
I see a lot of people saying that 22 is the reason why Brick got caught up. Out of here. 22, you know what I do. I put people in position, put them on the podcast, give them jobs, help them make legal money. A lot of the shit that people are getting caught up for, especially with Brick, it's like, I'm not seeing anything that says anything about stuff that he's done in the last 2 years since he's been with us, right? So, you know, end of the day, I do employ people from the streets, and I guess, you know, people from the streets sometimes get caught up in federal RICO indictments, whatever the this shit is.
But lots of fans still blame Adam. The reason I bring all of this up is because it got so hectic, and I can't imagine being a fan of No Jumper from the early days and seeing the entire platform turn into tons of people that nobody knows, a bunch of interviews, and just gang related stuff all the time. After the
the reason, I think another reason that it kind of turned into that is after he had manufactured all the drama, you're looking at a place where what the fuck else can I get? I'm losing value, so I'm gonna push this thing because I know I got a bunch of buzz off of my wife's OnlyFans, right? So now I'm gonna jumpstart this other thing where I can keep the controversy rolling, and he kept that controversy rolling for a while, and it pushed numbers for that thing. But again, it's diminishing returns. And then he's looking at his regular thing. He's like, well, what can I do to spice it up? Rappers don't want to come on anymore. Some of the regulars I had are gone because they don't want to associate with me anymore because they think I'm an asshole. Well, I'll do gang stuff. I'll talk to this person and that person who's affiliated with this and that, and then I'll fucking ask them incriminating questions, and I'll get that type of buzz. And this is like it's all drama and reactionary type content to the point that it's kind of led to his own demise, because you can't consistently manufacture drama forever. It's just not possible. It's not possible. You're going to have these hard downturn moments. It's just how the shit fucking hits the pan.
The news about No Jumper going broke came out, a lot of fans began to theorize that the reason he said he's going to make all of these changes and the fact that they're going broke was because he got too wrapped up into the gang stuff. Like one fan commented, "I smell a move and rebrand from street gang members back to rappers. Who wants to bet?" Another person said, "Nah, y'all going broke because you keep bringing them corny ass artists and gang members on. Don't nobody want to hear that," which I think really amplifies the public sentiment. Regardless, after everything that's gone down the past like 5 years, I don't think most fans feel too bad for Adam. 2 years before this even happened, a fan said on Reddit, "The collapse of No Jumper needs to be studied in business schools as a case study on how poor leadership can cause a company to collapse. Every decision made by Adam literally is the opposite of what he should have done. From not drawing up proper contracts with staff, him literally being missing from the office half the time, leaving Josh to handle staff, exposing your friend and longtime employee, to publicly embarrassing and firing an employee on air. The list is long of all the terrible management decisions made by No Jumper and Adam specifically."
And this is exactly what I've been saying from the fucking start, dude. This is what I've been saying, like the $4 million studio, the fucking building all this shit during the COVID bubble. Like, you think that shit's gonna actually fucking pay off for you, dog? Absolutely fucking not, dude. These numbers aren't sustainable. They were never sustainable. When I hear the fucking these CEOs of the game industry, they're like, "Yeah, we thought these numbers were gonna be sustainable for the future." No, the fuck, they never were. Like, who the fuck? Like, what type of fucking little echo circle jerk do you live in? Where you're like, "Dude, this is growth time. This is growth time. We need to." No, this is fucking hunker down. Take that money and then like hold on to it. So when you hit your regular numbers, then you can start something, because you're going back to your slow period. It's basic fucking business principle. It's basic business principle. You go through, like, let's say you sell fishing equipment, right? You sell fishing equipment. We'll go off of this thing. You have 4 or 5 months out of the year that are just popping off. Those are the months that are just fucking reaming some buttholes, dog. But you know that the winter's going to be coming up. The winter's coming, baby, and it's going to come on your face fucking hard and fast. And you know that you're not going to be making any money. Now, somebody who just opened a business and sees all the numbers that they've been making and all the profit that is to be had might think that before those summer months hit, they might think this is the time for growth. This is the time where I expand. You then build all this stuff that will take all the money you made and all that profit you had that was a nice little cushion, demolished it, and then the next year they put a restriction out that's like, you can't catch this certain fish until this time period, which cuts your season in half. Well, now half the money's coming in the fucking door, and you have no fucking cushion anymore, and you are fucked. That's why most people don't expand until after they've done a few years. They will like add in things gradually. They won't just like completely restructure the entire business overnight, because if you do that, or if you add a bunch of stuff, you're gonna be sitting there with a fucking entire fist up your ass massaging your colon.
Another fan on Reddit said this: No Jumper has become a cesspool of sensationalism and superficiality. What started as a platform for underground culture has devolved into a parade of clout chasing and cringeworthy interviews. The hosts seem more interested in creating drama and viral moments than in delivering any actual hip-hop content. The lack of depth and constant pandering to the lowest common denominator makes it hard to take the whole channel seriously. Someone responded saying, "This ain't a hip-hop channel, it's a gang channel at this point." Clearly, No Jumper has lost their way, and it's finally being reflected in their finances. I think a really good contrast to the No Jumper channel is the Joe Budden podcast, because over the years, he's just really maintained a hip-hop focused and centric discussion and hasn't chased clout, tried to go viral, or any of that stuff, at least too much. Whereas the No Jumper podcast just devolved into a huge mess with everything I've described in this video. So maybe Adam will try to take the channel back to its roots, but after all of the controversy and things he's been exposed or called out for, I doubt they will ever get back to where they once were. I could probably...
No, they're done. I mean, nobody's gonna want to work with them. Like, you think that people like Lil Yachty and these people that like went on No Jumper earlier on, you think they're gonna go on that shit? No, dude. It's a brand risk. Why would they go on that when they know they can go on Joe Rogan, right? When they know that they're big enough to go on Theo Vaughn, to go on any of these other fucking podcasts where they actually can go in there and just have a normal conversation, just sit there with some normal dude and have just fucking talk about shit. And it'll have funny moments, it'll have clippable moments, but it doesn't feel manufactured. It doesn't feel like they're trying to put them on the spot to get that moment. It's like gradually goes to that place instead of just like, yo, I heard you slept with a fucking dude, dog. What's that about? And then he has the dude fucking walk in like it's Jerry fucking Springer. Like, you can't start off in a certain place where you're actually talking to these people, actually discussing them, and it seems like a regular podcast, to then morph it into Jerry Springer. You can have something that started as Jerry Springer and is always Jerry Springer, and people are there because it's fucking Jerry Springer, but you can't like start as a serious podcast and then go to Jerry Springer. It's going to ruin all your future potential because nobody wants to like go 10 foot. They don't want to touch that shit with a 10-foot pole. I mean, it's like I don't see LolCal Live ever getting fucking Joe Rogan on their show, or getting like fucking Wiz Khalifa or anybody that's actually relevant or popular. And there's a simple reason that nobody wants to touch that fucking shit show with a 10-foot pole, but it's a shit show from the beginning to wherever it is now. It's always going to be a shit show because it was always Jerry Springer, and that's what people show up for.
We have made this video 2 hours, but I wanted to kind of get this news out a little bit sooner. It's like 4 a.m. and I'm really tired. So if you guys like this video, you might like my video about MTV and their corporate downfall as well. It's not...
Well, if you want to check out his MTV video, his channel is called Matty Balls. It was a great video. Make sure to subscribe to him. Do all the things. I'll hit him with a subscribe. Here's the thing, though. It's just like the thing I said about Jerry Springer is 100% factual. I mean, it seems like everything he did was at the detriment of getting that viral moment, whether it was screwing his friends over, whether it was pimping his wife out, whatever it meant that he knew that he could do to get that viral fucking moment. Bro was dragging his nutsack across AIDS-riddled glass to get that moment. But it wasn't his nutsack. He was taking one of his co-hosts and dragging their nutsack and dick across the broken glass. And that's just kind of scummy behavior. If you're gonna do the chaos dragon bullshit, you gotta be willing to be that asshole as well. You gotta be willing to be that dude that gets laughed at as well. And he's never gonna be that guy because he wants to be the coolest guy in the room. But that's all I got for you guys on that one. Thank you so much. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. All right, boys and girls, I will be right back. I really have to get some water and use the restroom. All right, boys and girls, I am back. We're gonna be jumping right back into this. I got stuff already queued up, so we're gonna be going right back into the fun and the cum, I guess. Here we go. We got this one.
Frustrated with the way.
Well, here we got another YouTube personality having a downfall. So we got one of my favorite creators here. We're gonna just jump right into it. We're gonna be getting into one of the most infamous people to always have a downfall. Completely seems to have downfalls all the time, and that is Mizkif. And I guess he just ended his career for what seems like the 587,000th time. But this is from WestJet, and I just want to get right into this, dude. I want to see what drama this jabroni has caused himself in the world today.
Massive day for the unemployed. Mizkif is in hot water and he's currently getting cancelled on the internet. There was a clip that surfaced of him in Japan goofing around doing pull-ups on a cherry blossom tree, and that upset some locals. I saw a video of—
Dude, what is with these streamers going to Asia and just making like absolute idiots out of themselves? Vitaly just went to the Philippines and is literally going to jail. Vitaly is 100% going to jail now, or is already in jail by the time I like re-release this on my channel. He is probably in jail just getting like colon inspections from somebody else in the prison. You know what I mean? He's getting some Philippine finger fun. And it's just like wild to me that somebody has like the idea, they're like, I'm going to go to another country and I'm going to cause problems. I'm just going to ruin another country for all future tourists, because that seems like a good idea. If somebody were to like come into my hometown and they were from like another country and I'm like going to the park and I just see some dude peeing in the middle of the park. He's just peeing and pooping in the middle of my park, and he's like, and he's like speaking in like French. He's like, I poop in park. Oh, look, stream. That's not Russian, but he's just fucking frogging out in my park. I would like be mad, and I would say like, I would call the cops on him and be like, get this guy out of here, and he would probably go to jail. It would be good. I think this is good when they arrest him for like actually breaking laws in other countries, because they're breaking laws in other countries. What the fuck are you doing, guys?
content creators I've met before doing pull-ups and gymnastic tricks on a sakura tree's branches, inevitably shaking cherry blossom petals off. It just broke my heart to see someone I actually know doing such things in Japan. It's always been unknown people on social media. Fortunately, the post was gone the next day, so they probably regretted it and deleted it. But please, if you ever want to flex your muscles to show how much testosterone you've got, go touch your own wood. Okay. What's up with content creators and goofing around in Japan? It's like a recurring theme. Nobody can keep their cool there. PewDiePie was right. YouTubers are ruining Japan. Johnny Somali effect, and seeing Mizkif doing that ... I mean, dude was Ice Poseidon's cameraman. Some people never change or learn.
Again, dude, Ice Poseidon is still doing this stuff. And what's crazy is Mizkif got like even though he's constantly in trouble and I don't know everything that he's done, I know that he has like an entire categorical like printout that I could literally sit there and highlight with the tip of my penis and read every single line to you. But I know that he's caused himself controversy time and time again. But you would think by seeing some of these other guys just hit this crash and burn thing where they're getting arrested in other countries, where it's already getting like, everybody is making fun of people. Like Ice Poseidon is still going over to other countries and being an asshole, and nobody's like giving him like credit for that. Like, oh, well, good job, Ice Poseidon. You're such a fucking stand-up guy. I can't wait to make out with you in the girl's bathroom. Nobody's saying that shit, dude. Nobody's like out here like, oh, dude, look at the cool stuff these kick streamers are doing by harassing other countries. Nobody's doing that. Like, your 10 seconds of clout that you get from this, the little controversy it causes, is more important than the sustainable growth you have by just not doing it, by not or being an asshole in another country and breaking laws. I don't understand it. This is like some fucking retard behavior.
Yeah, makes sense to you, but how would a foreigner know any of that? In one way, I'm conflicted, because inarguably he was sort of being a scumbag and not respecting the local culture, you know, like there's signs everywhere showing that, but does he really know? It's a question of intent here. It's not like he's doing what Logan Paul did. This is leagues more harmless, and of course I'm not justifying his behavior, but you know, some people were going a little bit too ham on him, especially bringing up his past. Like, we get it, he streamed with Ice Poseidon, like a popular serial killer in a movie. It actually inspired some copycats. Kick streamers started going to the same exact tree Mizkif was on and started doing pull-ups. No intro today. Jewish man canceled. And what was Mizkif's response in all of this? We got a whole damn manifesto coming in from Miz.
We love manifestos, dude. Like, what's it? To any viewers and tourists coming to Japan, please understand these trees are sacred to Japan. Do not touch cherry blossoms. They are sacred to Japanese culture and are extremely delicate. And to my viewers, please do not attack anyone for criticism of me in regards to cherry blossom trees. I am okay with criticism and understand it was in the wrong. I hope, though, these people can learn from my actions. If you ever go to Japan, please be mindful of their cherry blossoms culture and property. I apologize for doing those pull-ups on cherry blossom tree, and I promise I will continue to do better. All he did was play Assassin's Creed Shadows and was like, oh, dude, if they can do that in Japan, I'm gonna go do it.
Hey guys, so I wanted to make a quick statement on the situation regarding the cherry blossom tree. A few days ago I did pull-ups on a cherry blossom tree. I posted the video and went to bed. It's easy. The moment I was informed by a friend on the severity of the situation, I immediately deleted the post and regretted my decision. Why even write out this whole ass lengthy PR apology instead of just saying
Dude could have literally could have put on the camera for fucking 2 seconds and been like, yeah, bro, I messed up, dog. Yeah, I won't do this again. It's my bad. Big ups, pimp. I'm sorry. Like, it could have been so easy to just turn the camera on. Listen, I didn't know this was a thing, bro. My buddy was there. He said, "Yo, dude, you would be really good content if you got pull-ups doing cherry blossom trees, because you always see that shit. You always see the cherry blossom trees in anime. Now imagine you doing pull-ups on it. You know how dope that look?" And I said, "Yeah, that would look dope. I'm gonna do that right now," having no idea that it was incredibly offensive to them. He could have done a 2-second video, gotten it done, but instead he did like a 14-page fucking document. Every time I see one of these Twitter threads, I just want to just go outside, spread my butt cheeks, and eat all of the grass in my lawn.
Statement on the situation regarding the cherry blossom tree. A few days ago I did pull-ups on a cherry blossom tree. I posted the video and went to bed. It's easy. The moment I was informed by a friend on the severity of the situation, I immediately deleted the post and regretted my decision. Why even write out this whole ass lengthy PR apology instead of just saying, my bad, I didn't know, I'm sorry, I won't do it again, this isn't okay, and that's it. To any viewers or tourists coming to Japan, please understand these trees are sacred to Japan. Do not touch the cherry blossoms. They're sacred to their culture and are extremely delicate. It didn't really last long. The kick streamers were on top of that right away.
Yeah, dude, I mean, it's just like you people like with these giant fan bases don't think about this stuff, especially in other countries. Now, if you're doing this shit in your backyard and you're being an asshole or you like say some cringe shit, that's saying something is completely different than doing it, in my opinion. Like if you're like, oh, dude, I like go and pee on my fire hydrant all the time, and then you get a bunch of people who film themselves peeing on the fire hydrant, they're the idiots, right? I'm not gonna go to some streamer and be like, oh, did you see he said that? He influenced this behavior. And it's like, nah, dude, these guys are dumb enough to go repeat it. And I still agree with that aspect of people going it, but they now see that Mizkif got the thing, so it's doing what Mizkif did. You're actually like following in his footsteps in regards to, he made this video, I'm gonna recreate this video because it got him clout, it's gonna get me clout. It's not just saying he did it, it's doing it is much different. It's a visual interpretation, and then they have something that they can do one-to-one. It's just like the absolute dumbass behavior is just addictive to all these clout goblins.
Quit streaming already. See what I mean? These people aren't coming from a place of growth. They're coming from a place of personal hatred. They hate themselves, they're jealous of you, and they're projecting it onto the world. Once again, there is a huge distinction from a Japanese local being upset at this rather than like a fat white dude who can't even point on Japan on him.
Agreed. I would 100% agree with this. I would 1000% agree with this. Another thing too that I think is really funny is just like, I'm not very gonna say like, oh, this is bad enough that Mizkif should quit streaming. Mizkif is an absolute monster. This isn't like stealing from a store in Japan, like, oh, dude, look at me steal, or chucking noodles across the restaurant, or actually like maliciously doing it. From what he said, he didn't know, and like, Yeah, it's still cringe. It's still cringe he did it, but he pulled the video down. I think the long statement is cringe as fuck. Don't get me wrong. He could have either summed it up in a one sentence thing like "my bad, pimp," or just made like a fucking 2-minute video and like, didn't know, dog. It was a big fuck up, but like these people that are coming out and just disingenuously like wanting him to quit his or like shut his channel down forever, it's a little much, bro. There's people I genuinely dislike out here, like Nick Fuentes and Hassan Piker, right? And I don't even think they should quit their channel. Just keep doing it. Just keep on your little fucking trajectory of being annoying. I don't care. It's your, like, I'm not here to say you should stop forever. I don't hate anybody that much. I just don't care, right? You can see the shit and not care, but people get all caught up in their fucking feelings. They go to Twitter and they're like, look how special I'm gonna be. I'm gonna virtue signal about how bad this guy is, even though I don't know shit about Japanese culture either.
Map. We all make mistakes moving forward from this. And that's what I mean. There should always be a way forward for something like this. You know, our redemption arc. I'm hoping for immigration to take a good look at the video and perma-ban you from Japan. Idiot streamers have become a pest in Japan. You don't give a shit. You're a grown adult climbing a tree knowing well it's the cherry blossom season. Insensitive you and Cole. And that's what I mean. These people on Twitter are...
That's a bit far. That's a bit far. Like, here's the thing. If I went to Japan... and I wouldn't be doing pull-ups on trees because I'm too fat. I would literally jump up on the tree and the whole tree would fall down on top of me. But I'm not like I'm not like fully versed in all their laws and stuff. And if I'm there and I'm like, oh, look at this cherry blossom, and I clicked one and looked at it, I wouldn't know unless I saw a sign or something previously that it was that big of a deal, right? Because that's something like. I see a pretty tree and it's got a nice leaf. I can pick the leaf and look at it, right? It's not that big of a deal over here. So I see it over there. Same thing. I could see that correlation. It's not that big of a deal. But these Spurgs online, bro, act like you know the entire rule book. Again, this is different than Ice Poseidon, like trying to finger statues or Johnny Somali chucking noodles across a restaurant. There's quite a bit of a gap between those motherfuckers, right? I think that there's enough of a gap that Adam 22's wife would be like the equivalent to her vagina. That was the joke I was gonna make, and I lost traction, and now I'm a fucking piece of shit.
Worth apologizing to. They're automatically assuming the worst in you, and you make...
Welcome to the 100-degree sweat test. Which one of these...
Oh, dude, I want to lick your armpits. I wonder if that was the reaction they wanted out of that ad. They're like, oh, I hope some dude sees this. When she like comes in all snake-like, really wanting to get your attention, and then she shows you her armpits. I know there's some armpit guy out there just thinking about how great it would be to be like stick his penis between the armpit, like where the armpit squeezes down. I don't know what this part of your arm's called, but he wants to stick his dick in it and just fuck the shit out of it. I know it's called the armpit, but there's probably like the trap to the side boobage. He wants to fuck the shit out of that. See, for me, that's weird, and like I feel like it would be an uncomfortable angle because their like head would be hitting your like either your hip bone, or if you did it from the back, you're just holding on to their side, just fucking the armpit. It would just be so uncomfortable and so weird. It's like the people that like feet. You just want to be staring down at the end of your bed while a girl's just using her feet to jerk you off. I would just feel like that'd be too far removed to where I feel like I'd be having a business conference while getting my dick stroked.
Mistake, they'll come for your throat. They're like vultures. No, like they genuinely believe everyone's a Scooby-Doo villain or something. Oh, whoopity-doo, there's the classic. He's only sorry because he got called out. Well, obviously he's only sorry he got called out. If he didn't get called out, he wouldn't even know he did anything bad. And trust me, I know from personal experience, these people don't want you to change. They're actually just looking for an easy target who gets upset and gives them that internal validation they're seeking. So
well, and they know that they can get a few clicks and a few updates and shit that'll make them feel like they're superior and like more virtuous than these people. They only like see bullying never disappeared, right? A lot of people are like, "Oh, the bullying, it's gone now." No. What people did was just show that they were more virtuous than the other person, and they belittle people by showing that they're not good enough to these new societal values. It's all just like how special can I make myself feel today by tearing everybody down around me, but not actually tearing people down by showing that I'm more virtuous than them, because I'm not bullying them. I'm not telling them they look like a little fucking doofus dolphin wiener motherfucker. No. I'm telling them that I care more about different cultures than they do.
this AI generated fake clip of me saying the N-word, which I would never do. And, you know, it would trigger me when people would send me that. It would, you know, upset me. I'd be like, I'm not a racist. I have black friends. I was so cringe. I made one of those cringe PR apologies, and people kept harassing me about that clip for years until I started saying, don't care, I'm a racist. I'll say it again. Want me to recreate it? And then poof, nobody ever sent me it again. Anyway,
well, if you do the thing where you're just uncancelable, like, here's the thing, you can hit a point where you can just say whatever the fuck you want, do whatever the fuck you want, and be who you want to be. Okay, not anything you want, like, not do whatever the fuck you want. Obviously there are laws and shit you shouldn't break, but if you just like out here just unapologetically crude all the time, nobody gives a shit. Like, if somebody like came out tomorrow and was like, can you believe that King Jiffy called this person a bitch? Absolutely, I 100% do that, and I will do it again, and I will double down on it again and again and again. I will make jokes about whatever the fuck I want to make. How Mizkif looks like he's like beat the fuck, dude. Why does he look so fucking beat, dog? He looks like somebody in like a fight interview who just like is like healing up, and it's just like his eyes are all like light and his face is all fucked. He looks like he just got the shit kicked out of him and he's just existing now. He looks like that one friend you see at Rayleigh's, or like not Rayleigh's. Rayleigh's is a grocery store in a town I used to live. Kroger. You see him in a fucking Kroger and you're like, bro's probably on meth now.
Back to Mizkif. He responded to this situation terribly, and apparently he even tried to, like, you know, send angry messages to the person who wrote that tweet in the first place.
Why are you shitting on him? Because he sent me a personal message. Yeah, shitting on me. Yes, that's why. And it's all about me.
I wonder if she blurs the boobs or if WestJet's doing that. I'm very curious who's doing the boob blurrage. I mean, I assume it's her to kind of get like that that funny I know I'm Japanese, and there's the hentai thing that does the blurring, and I get clicks from that. I feel like it's her, but I'm not sure. Maybe WestJet's is putting it in for the same type of joke. We'll never know. I guess this is gonna be one of those grand mysteries.
Me, you're like three me in 3 sentences. Yeah, so I'm like, okay, so your community actually reflects you. Wow. I was like, I was shocked. And he actually deleted that comment later on from like a Discord.
I mean, most of my points still stand, but is Mizkif just like a impulsive idiot at this point? Like, don't answer that. Like, I get it. This lady sort of dragged his name publicly and whatnot, and you might be a little bit angry, but like, what's that gonna do? It's just gonna make your apology feel ingenuine because you're contradicting your words. Holy smokertons, we got a guest channel feature from the Rat King, #1 political streamer and Hassan Piker's best friend, Asmongold.
If he just said, yeah, I've been to Japan a couple of times, but I didn't know that, you know, we do this in America, it's fine, you know, I apologize, won't do it again, sorry. Like, yeah, you're gonna have like maybe 5 or 6 people that are gonna say like, oh, I hate you now, right? But like, for the most part, people are gonna be like, wow, thank you, like, I wish more people could do that.
Some people on
Twitter, just be fucking real, dude. I'm so sick of these fucking fake ass apologies where they're like 20 minutes and there's crying, and then they have like somebody in a violin come out there. I didn't mean to come on that person's face unconsensually. She said to stop, and I said, please don't talk. And I just kept coming a lot. And then they start crying. I'm the real victim here. It's just so fucking annoying, dude. It's like, you could just like come out and just be like real, like, I fucked up, dog. My bad, pimp. It's easy. 2 minutes. You could literally put it as like a fucking YouTube short. You could have it as a YouTube short. I apologize because I didn't fucking know, dude. My bad. I won't do it again.
Are acting as if it's the end of the world, but I promise you it's fine. This isn't Hiroshima 2. The Japanese have dealt with far more greater things, and by the way, look at that ladder movement. I'm the GOAT. Anyway, the Japanese girl from earlier got the DMs, and let's hear her out.
Because the response I got was, now I have Johnny Sumara account on me. You don't realize what you've done to me. Please leave me alone. Me. What the fuck? What did I say? It's not about you.
Pulling on iDubbbz and putting on my empathy cap, I can sort of understand why Mizkif's upset. You know, nobody wants to be compared to Johnny Somali. That's like being compared to Satan himself, but worse. I'm tired, chat. I really am. Mizkif's gotta be depressed right now that he was caught writing this in his offline chat immediately after all this backlash. And honestly, I think he just needs to chill out and like stop dealing with it and taking everything so personally. It can be both true that the streamers are pieces of shit and Keiho is creating drama. And you know, the Roach King hit the nail on the head. I feel like Mizkif blundered meandered and made it a bigger deal than it really needed to be. Keiho has every right to be upset about it. Sakura are a part of our culture and hold great significance here. And you know, that's valid. Who's gonna argue there? Like, to me, it might just be a tree. But you gotta respect the other cultures, especially if you're in their country. It is funny how a literal tree can spark so much controversy on Twitter. Y'all acting like Mizkif tried to exterminate the Jews, but he actually just did some pull-ups on a tree.
Bro, wild. Dude just went full fucking Mein Kampf. I don't know why, but I just envisioned a fucking Mr. Beast like thumbnail with Mizkif. I don't even need to say the rest of the joke, dude. You can fucking fill in the lines, bro. Jeff Foxworthy do that shit, bro.
The problem are the Western streamers who have no clue about the cultural norms in other countries. On the WestJet channel, we're known for our meticulous research, and funnily enough, this could actually be illegal in Japan. You know what? I've heard enough. Throw him into jail and toss away the key. I'm not even gonna begin to try to read that, but isn't this a she? I'm a pro. Dude, somebody even made an article. Content creators Mizkif and Cole apologize after antics on cherry blossom tree. But the craziest thing of all is that Mizkif was with two guys that were Japanese, and not even they realized what they were doing was kind of bad. You know, Mizkif's the most popular, so it makes sense why Twitter is hating on him the most, but shouldn't, you know, the actual Japanese people be there, you know, setting a precedent? Telling the foreigner what he can and can't do in their country? And obviously the kick streamer from earlier who was being an asshole isn't Mizkif's fault either. Oh my god, we're really getting cancelled for freaking...
I mean, I was kind of alluding that it was his fault, but I don't think it's like all Mizkif's fault, right? I just think that the more that streamers go to these other countries, and I will stand by this, the more that this becomes like a trend, the more we will see this happen. I mean, it's setting this example. It's not just Mizkif doing this. I think that by going here and doing this fucked up shit and showing us be assholes in other countries, the more you see it happen and the more it's creating this virality, you're going to get these people that want that clippable moment, and they're going to go do it because they know there's controversies going on and they know that they can get it. It's the fucking Adam 22 model.
In cherry blossoms? Alright, and getting cancelled isn't even a real word. Every time I hear somebody say it in big 2025, I just assume they have some sort of learning disability, because genuinely you cannot be cancelled for practically anything. Unless you're P. Diddy, you can't get cancelled for anything. Even Cody Ko made a comeback as if nothing happened and is still getting hella views. And correct me if I'm wrong, I just think Mizkif's audience is just full of like average Twitch viewers. Basically loserville. If you're a grown adult who spends time watching Twitch streams instead of, you know, highlights of said streams, you got nothing going on. I need your guys.
Absolutely, dude. I've never watched a Twitch stream, but I have fucking seen tons of clips on shorts. When I'm doom scrolling, dude, I'm not gonna lie, I get a lot of fucking IShowSpeed. I get a lot of fucking Kai Cenat or whatever, and it's just endless like stream clips. I don't actually like go out of my way in my real life to like actually watch these like endless streams where these fuckers are just like jerking off on like Japanese people. It's just, I don't know what the fun would be there. It's like, oh, I'm gonna watch this dude a fucking tourist, but he's gonna tourist like a degenerate. I don't know why anybody would be like, oh, that sounds like a really fun time to me. Dude, no, give it to me in like a really condensed, well-edited, or not even well-edited video. Just give it to me in a normal fucking 10 to 20 minute video and get the premise out there, and I'll fucking watch that. But you put it as like a 5-hour live stream of you fucking sniffing butts in Japan, get the fuck out of here, dog. I'm not watching that.
His opinion, you know, I'm conflicted. Like, on one end, I think Twitter's being schizophrenic, but I do think that the Japanese have a right to be offended or like a little upset at this. As you guys could see, I started playing Counter-Strike again. Let me know if you enjoy this kind of gameplay in the background more than the, you know, original surf footage with the Valorant stuff. And yes, please subscribe to the channel so I can pay my rent. I'm literally homeless.
Dude, by the way, fucking subscribe to my channel because watch all my shit because I said so, and I need to get monetized, baby. I need that monetization. I want to see some YouTube checks in the mail where I'm like stacking up just Benjamins and then making out with them and just having like endless amounts of gay makeout sessions with Benjamins. That's all I need, baby. That's all I freaking need at the end of the day. But to be honest, like if I were to encompass this entire drama around, I do think that by going to another country and making a complete ass out of yourself, you are setting an example for some of the people in your younger audience to go out there and be assholes for yourself. It's different than just like saying it an edgy joke, or like, here's the thing. I'm 100% for free speech, right? But I'm not for free actions all the time, because like I've always believed that actions speak louder than words. I can be out here saying like some of the most asinine things, but if I go out of my real life and I'm just like going out of my way and being nice to people, those are my actions. It shows that by my actual actions are I'm a nice person, but I'm a fucking asshole comedian on the side, right? It's completely different to me. And so when I see all these streamers like Vitaly and all these other guys that are doing absolutely obscene, abhorrent shit that we all know that's been going on, we got Johnny Somali in jail. We got Vitaly in jail. We got Ice Poseidon probably on the verge of going to jail. You got all of these assholes doing this shit, and your first thought, and this is where I'm throwing blame back on Mizkif, your first thought is to go to Japan, to an Asian country, after you've seen all these other assholes do this shit in an Asian country. You go to an Asian country and start doing dumb shit, right? It's like, that's my thought process on it. You have these examples of people on their fucking downward spiral, FouseyTube, all these fucking assholes, and you're like, you know, I'm gonna go do that because that seems like the most logical thing. You know that he was kind of looking for a little bit of controversy to spur his channel up, but not like wanting real controversy, wanting to be an asshole, but like a respectable asshole, and it's just gonna pay out for him at the end. I have the hiccups now. What the fuck? That's all I got for you guys. Like and subscribe, pay my bills, and let's have a good life. I'll catch you on the next one. Wait, I gotta down some of this water, dude, or I'm gonna die before the next video. Oh, man. Those hiccups almost gave me, like, pancreatic cancer. Alright, so back with another chaos. We got more chaos. Like I said, this is going to be a chaos stream. This was going to be like the greatest chaos stream. I am so excited about a TikToker ruined her life peeing in the grocery store for food. What a wild title. TikToker ruined her life peeing in a grocery store for food. This is by a Tozy. And they got a pretty good big subscriber count. They're like, at first I thought it was 1.7 thousand, and I was like, oh, bro's in the same league as me. No. This guy probably could pee in my on my front lawn, and I'd be like, that's not cool, dude. I'm gonna call the cops. And he's like, but I have 1 million subs. And I'm like, cool. You still peed on my front lawn. But anyways, let's get right into the video, and I'm excited.
This TikToker just ruined her life after posting videos of herself urinating in grocery store food. This is hands down one of the most disgusting stories I've...
Wait. Oh, I thought I said floor because I'm like absolutely an idiot. Food. No. This is like way worse. This is so messed... Okay, so my initial premise was I just pictured a lady going into a grocery store, squatting, and just letting free, bro. And it was like, I was picturing like those anti-oil like protests and stuff. I didn't realize like it was actually on the food at first. Even when I put this in my watch later, I was like, oh, this is gonna be great, dude. A chick peeing on the floor? No, this is on food. Oh my god, it's way worse. That's like, I mean, they're both bad, obviously, but this is like another level of bad.
Covered in a while. Like, was she trying to get the attention of R. Kelly or something with this? But meet Kelly Tedford, a 23-year-old from Keene, New Hampshire, who was recently arrested and charged with criminal mischief, which clearly is a blanket term that has quite the range, to put it lightly.
Grocery store employee was caught urinating on food products after police discovered footage of the act online, with some videos dating back as far as 4 years.
4
years, bro? Dude, there's somebody's kid who probably got like an apple that this chick shoved up her hoo-ha, bro. Oh no, dude. You open your ramen, it smells a little funny, and you notice there's a little hole popped in it, and you're like, that's weird. Did I pop that hole? No, dude. She used that as a bullseye, dog. Whoa.
Years. She was going around grocery stores and peeing on goods for 4 years? What a nasty... But also, how do you get away with this for so long?
Can't keep getting away with it! 23-year-old Kelly Tedford was apprehended in Keene, New Hampshire, after police discovered a pattern of food tampering spanning several years. Investigators say Tedford had been recording herself urinating on groceries inside the Monadnock Food Co-op and sharing the footage on social media. Authorities were tipped off by an anonymous source who found the videos online.
Again, like...
Dude, who does this? What type of clout goblins do we have anymore, dude? It just keeps happening. This is the most brain rot I've ever seen, dude. Who unleashed the Cum Falcon Zoo onto the world? Who did this to everybody? Who was like, oh, I need to get famous no matter what, so I'm gonna do the most asinine things possible. It's like, instead of being actually entertaining, let's just be foul, disgusting, awful human beings. Let's like go out here and I'm gonna take my titty juice and spray it on tourists and shit. It's like, what the fuck is going through these people's mind? Like, I can't comprehend it. To me, it's like, oh, well, you can just start a channel, like find something interesting, notice that you can get some engagement here, but try to be normal about it. No, people can't fucking do that anymore. They're like, dude, how many things can I shove into my asshole, and how often can I poop into this glass or this ice cream bucket and then sell it to people? What the fuck is going on in the world, bro? What has social media done to these people?
So many of the other people we cover. The trash takes itself out. Not only does she have to be an absolute vile human, but she also wanted the attention for being a vile human being.
On investigation, police determined that Tedford had been contaminating food items such as quinoa and cornmeal, causing over $1,500 in damages. It has since been revealed that Tedford had been engaging in this behavior since at least 2021, meaning that...
Of course, dude. Of course she's got an OnlyFans where she posts this shit. Dude, and it's like, so this is the thing, most, like, you look at the social media metrics, right? Most people who do this shit, like, they actually monetize and actually are decently successful on the platforms are like 1%. So you have to figure out a way to make yourself rise above that, whether that's being entertaining, whether that's jumping on topical shit and, like, covering it or whatever it may be, right? You have to figure out your kind of niche. But instead of, like, doing the work and studying the analytics and figuring out what works and what doesn't, you just are like, I piss on shit at a grocery store, and of course people are going to click on that because it's, one, it's illegal, two, it's the wildest thing you've ever heard, and so you're just going to keep upping the bar until you go to jail. And that's what so many of these streamers and like TikTokers and even YouTubers are doing right now, is they're like, how can I fucking up this bar so that I can just be the ultimate legend and make all this, I make my bag. I mean, it was like that fucking TikToker who used to break into houses in England. Why the fuck are you doing this shit? Who the fuck thinks this is a good idea? Like, oh, you get like 15 cents off that ad revenue though, but the charges are gonna look really funny when I make a video out of it. Dude, it's no future sight on how to actually build. There's no sustainability in any of these ideas. This is just fucking disgusting behavior.
Multiple stores in Keene and surrounding areas may have been affected. The Monadnock Food Co-op immediately removed all contaminated products and issued a voluntary recall for certain bulk foods purchased between February 10th and 15th. Tedford was charged with felony criminal mischief and released on her own recognizance, and police say more charges may be on the way as they continue to investigate.
Bro, imagine being the cop that was, like, investigating this shit. Imagine being that fucking cop, right? You're literally just scrolling through this bitch's OnlyFans where she's shoving pineapples up her asshole. She's using fucking cucumbers to slap her clit, dude. And you're just sitting there like, oh, God, dude, why couldn't I have had the double homicide, bro? Oh, there was blood everywhere. I know it was rough to see. I got kind of a weak stomach, but I would much rather see this than her just de-thawing and then re-thawing fucking meat that she shoved into her pussy. Like, what's going on with the world right now, dude? Can't we go back to petty robberies? Please, God, somebody steal a car.
And like some pre-soaked organic quinoa. But Kelly was arrested after someone spotted her peeing on food at a Monadnock food store. The person would go on to call the tip line that would lead to Kelly's arrest. But my favorite part about her arrest is the person that called in the tip line, she didn't see Kelly doing this in the store. No, they saw Kelly peeing on food on a video that Kelly filmed and posted on TikTok, because I guess some people just want to be known as the quinoa wetter. I don't know what's wrong with people. Why would they ever think this is good content? Why could she not just stick to like lip syncing videos? Don't think too much, just bust that. Yeah, she really went from that to peeing on grocery store items for content. And her targets were quinoa, walnuts, and organic coconut strips. So maybe this was just like
she wanted walnuts. What she was doing is she was actually taping the walnuts together and making it like anal beads. She had anal bead walnuts and just and she was just sitting there like doing the I can't cross my eyes, but she was cross-eyed, just making all sorts of fucking weird noises, and this old lady is over there just like like the whole this whole situation's so like absurd that there's this. I want to know like the process behind somebody's mind. Like, oh, you know, these lip syncing videos aren't working. I wonder what else I can do. I'm gonna go fucking shove quinoa up my ass and then shit in somebody's mouth. They need to get carts, so you better lay down on the ground, boy, and I'm gonna shit in your mouth. Miss, this is a public grocery store. I don't care, dude. I need this content.
Big FU to the healthy food items. We're really just getting robbed of everything currently. I thought we were going to have flying cars by now, and instead, I'm anxious if someone pissed in my walnuts. But my main question is currently, how many times has she done this? Like, I get that she was caught because she filmed herself doing this, but did she do this without filming herself? Is there a bunch of other videos out there that she hasn't released yet of her doing this horrific act?
Probably. I'm actually gonna say that there's a high probability of it happening. Now, this is alleged because I don't know, but I know that the way I do content on my channel is I schedule it for like dedicated drops for different days. Like, you look at my shorts, right? Like, I have my little series, Michael Vicimon, right, where I make jokes, I make bad Pokemon names because Pokemon's just dogfighting Michael Vicimon. It's a fairly fucking simple joke, very fucking simple premise. I can crank those videos out using Pokemon TCG or whatever, and I can have like endless of them, and I schedule them like a month in advance. I just crank out like 10 a weekend. After opening the packs all week, I just crank a bunch out, post them in like a fucking mass like bukkake session, and then they just slowly release on time, so that I don't have to think about it. It just does its job for me. And I know this bitch is out here, bro. This bitch is out here fucking going to every grocery store, pissing on shit, shoving shit up her ass, and then like had it scheduled. I don't know that 100%, but I mean, the content mindset that I know is I schedule everything, so it would make sense that she would schedule shit if she had even a modicum of intelligence, which I'm giving her a lot of credit to have that.
I don't know, but if I lived in that area, I would be slightly anxious about buying food. And obviously, just to make things even worse for the stores and the local communities, obviously they had to release news stories updating the public what happened at these stores.
Pee problems at a New Hampshire co-op, and you heard that right. Now, police say they arrested and charged a Keene woman after she contaminated produce at a Monadnock food co-op with her urine. They say 23-year-old Kelly Tedford recorded herself in the act multiple times.
But originally, when this news story broke, the reporting was that Kelly was an employee at the store. The store had since released a full statement on how Kelly was not associated with them at all. Thankfully, they were simply just a site of her crimes. So I guess she was just showing up there to pee on things without even being on the clock. What a crazy use of free will. I wake up and I want to do things that either gives me joy in life or makes me money. I guess that actually hit both for her. Never mind, I take it back. I guess some people are just twisted. But we'll get into how that made her money, because it gets cursed.
I was gonna say the things I do enjoy is laugh at dumb people on the internet, and like anything that makes me like get a little giddy inside. I get a little giddy, but anything that makes me like laugh and stuff. And I was like, well, she probably thinks it's funny that somebody's going home and eating that shit because she's a disgusting human being and deserves to be like locked in a cage with all the cum falcons in the universe. But like, there's literally. It's the same content mentality, just you are a deranged psychopath.
I think the story is bad now. Unfortunately, it's all downhill from here. But I guess Kelly here, enjoys pissing on random goods at grocery stores. But thankfully, Kelly ended up being arrested and charged on February 21st and was released on bail.
I can't imagine if there was somebody in there that actually saw her do that, what they would do.
According to police, this wasn't an isolated incident. Investigators say they've uncovered multiple videos showing Tedford contaminating other stores with her urine dating back as far as 2021.
I'm completely shocked and dismayed about what this was.
Bro, the last fucking 4 years, bro. Anytime you get a cucumber, it might have been in this bitch's snatch.
And decided to do, and for how long she's gotten away with this.
Police haven't said exactly where those other locations are, but noted more charges may be coming.
And we also have a lot of people that are trying to capitalize on the strangest things.
Tedford was released on personal recognizance and is due in court in April. And Keene Roscoe.
I miss Tide Pods, dude. I miss the Tide Pods thing. At this point, What happened to that? At least you weren't bothering anybody else. You were just fucking ruining your own life. Like, what happened to that?
Catch WMUR News 9.
So, hey, if you're in this town, you can't even say, well, at least I didn't go to the grocery store last week when she peed. So I'm safe, because unfortunately she's been doing this since 2021. You guys are cooked. I think at a certain point, you guys just kind of have to accept that if you've lived in Keene over the years, there's a non-zero chance that you've eaten or been close to some contaminated food, or maybe seen some food with some suspicious liquids in them. Like, damn, this quinoa is pre-soaked. That's crazy. Never seen that before. But while the police were looking into the first video, they allegedly found several other videos, all on a particular site. OF. This bitch was selling the videos of her pissing on random grocery store items on OF, meaning there's some MFers out there paying for this shit. What is wrong with some of you?
Dude, I'm sorry. These gooners out there, dude, like I said, they will pay for anything, dude. They will pay for like literally just like videos of somebody like twinkling their toes while fucking corn plays in the background, like the band corn. It makes no sense. I don't understand. Like, people buy bath water. You don't think they're gonna want to watch a chick pee in a grocery store? There is some sick individuals out here that just want to get off to just the most. They've already, normal porn bored them. Right, they're bored with that, right? It is no longer fun for them. They've went down the rabbit hole of the worst stuff that they can find on the free sites. So now it's about getting that parasocial relationship and getting the most disturbing stuff that they can find on the internet. They're trying to get those twofers out there.
Guys,
Like, what do you say me for?
you guys need to chill. This is out of hand, and whoever paid for this needs therapy alongside of Kelly here. That is after Kelly hopefully serves some time, because there is no way that she just gets a slap on the wrist for this. And don't tempt me, because if I can fly to Korea for a trial, it's a whole lot easier for me to get to New Hampshire. So 50,000 likes on this video, we're going to New Hampshire. But what makes this thing even more alarming is, since it happened on OF, or some of these clips happened on OF, a lot of these instances, they could be specific requests. Come on, people. Why does humanity have to be so cursed sometimes? It can be.
Well, I think it's so funny, and you look at like the censorship and stuff. Like, people like, oh, he said something that was a little edgy or whatever, and they can get banned off of some of these platforms. Like, I actually got a community guidelines strike for nothing on TikTok recently. One of my Michael Vickymon, speaking of that, like another tie-in, one of my Michael Vickymon videos got like. It got the weirdest strike, community guideline strike ever. It said like AI using a famous person or something, and none of that was like in there. It was something weird like that, and I was like, what the fuck? It has nothing to do with anything like that. I barely said anything, but that's getting striked. But this chick trying to promote her OnlyFans where she pees on produce, she's chilling. She's chilling. These aren't the people that are getting hit. Not the people that do actual illegal activities. No. Let's focus on some dude making stupid Pokemon jokes. That's where I get so mad at these platforms. And it's so funny when I see people like actually go out there like, we need to do stuff about like this and this and this. It's like, why don't they just focus on the shit that's actually illegal going on, and let's get that taken care of before we start fucking worrying about like edgy joke Tuesdays.
He's so great, but also so incredibly cursed. So this might not just be your run-of-the-mill social media creator does something gross for views. This could be a whole lot more of a OF creator does something gross for funds. And in this case, gross is peeing on a publicly sold grocery food. And unfortunately, just like so many of my other videos, it somehow still gets worse because grocery stores were not her only targets. Kelly apparently also is a menace to her community, because when this news broke, people from her own town were commenting on, I guess, the police's Facebook page saying, hey, she's been peeing other places. She was recently banned from my gym because she kept urinating on the floor there.
Oh, dude. Oh my god, dude. I said it from the beginning, dude. I thought she was a floor pisser, and I read the title as her being a floor pisser, and it just fucking manifested. I manifested this shit to happen, but it's not a far stretch if she's already peeing on produce that people are going to buy, that she goes into the gym and instead of getting that little spray bottle to wipe her shit down, she just pees all over it.
While filming herself doing so. How is she a real human being? The gym owner had to apparently ban her for this, thankfully. And also, someone said that she did this in the Five Guys bathroom like 2 years ago. Then one of the most diabolical ones I saw is she also pissed in a live Betta Fish cup at the Petco in Keene.
Bro, she's just committing like fish murder with her pee. She's just like, I'm gonna kill this beta fish, bro. It's a beta bitch, you know what I mean? I'm gonna fucking urine in this bastard. It's gonna smell like ammonia and death in this cup.
That's animal abuse. Someone put her under the jail. What is happening in Keene? So basically the police are like, yeah, we arrested Kelly for peeing at the grocery store. And her town's Facebook were like, oh yeah, Kelly, that's our pee girl. Like, what? How is this a real story? Come on, guys. That's our pee girl. I saw her last week at Five Guys pissing on the floor. Like, come on. Like, I get each place has either their local heroes or local legends or local villains. But having a local pee girl. Someone, I guess, needs to check in on the locals of Keene, New Hampshire, because you don't have to live like that. You guys don't have to have a local pee girl. You realize that, right? Like, y'all are being traumatized by her. But you know what makes things even worse is, according to a lot of people on the police department's page, she used to be a DoorDasher in that town. So
No, anybody who got DoorDash got their shit peed in. No, you know what's crazy? I'm thinking about the floor pee thing, and I actually like one time like was walking, like I was at work, right, and I just all of a sudden smelled something a little funky. I mean, it's like insanely disgusting, and I walk up, and the entire aisle, down, then around the side, all the way to the hallway of the bathroom, had like fucking like wet brown like streaks and droplets. Somebody had shit their own pants, bro, and fucking like it fucking dripped all the way down the aisle, all the way around into the bathroom, and he smeared it all over the toilet. I can't talk about it anymore. It was the worst day of my entire life, and I started thinking like, if anybody who does that type of shit, gulag them under the jail. I gotta just hit play, dude, or I'm gonna get violently sick.
Yeah, at this point, it's safe to say if you live in Keene, there's definitely a non-zero chance that you've ingested some of Kelly's pee here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that people like this exist, and I'm sorry for the town of Keene. If I lived in Keene, I wouldn't be ordering any food as long as Kelly's out there on the streets. This is just so cursed and disturbing. While I was reading all the comments here, I noticed there was a good bit of people saying that they were worried about what else she might have been doing in the town for money, considering that this is all a you-know-what thing. Starts with an F and ends with a ish, and it's not fish. There's some other words in there in between. I'm just trying not to get demonetized here, guys. But I don't know.
Again, dude, look at all the hoops that fucking content creators have to like hop through, not to just get slapped with demonetization. But there was a chick that literally is out there. There's people literally on our platforms doing illegal ass shit, but they're focusing on bullshit like this. They're like, oh, well, he said some words that we don't like. Our AI found out that you said something that was a little fucking spicy and might hurt somebody's feelings. So we're gonna just strike that real quick. We're gonna get that off the fucking record. But oh, the produce peer, nah, she's chilling. Like, it's just so fucking wild to me. It's so insane that there are certain things you can type here on YouTube that will take you to just the most obscene, disgusting things. And I don't know all the keywords, but I know that I've popped across a couple just like because I heard somebody else say, oh, if you type this in, you'll see this. And I typed it in, saw that, and I'm like, yo, but people always complain about getting demonetized for saying like the wrong fucking word that trips off the stupid YouTube AI. But oh, yo, you can find this if you type in the right keywords. Oh, well, this fucking 100 subscribed channel is posting the same shit on a daily, and they just be chilling, dog. They just be chilling on the platform, but it has time to fucking check every one of your little fucking words in case you trip the censors, dog. Oh, it's just so fucking obscenely dumb.
Oh, what's worse, the people paying for this or
obscenely, I said obscenely dumb. Just like me, I'm full fucking retard over here.
woman doing it. I feel like both are equally complicit, and if you're paying for this, I feel like you should get charged as well, but that's just me. But the Keene police released an official statement on the arrest and incident, saying, on February 14th, 2025, an anonymous person reported to the Keene Police Department that an online content creator, subsequently identified as 23-year-old Kelly Tedford of Keene, has been posting disturbing videos to an internet site. In one of these videos, Tedford recorded herself contaminating items in a local business with her urine. Whenever I read official statements like this, I think it's just kind of funny that a government official had to type all this up.
Bro, that government official sitting like the South Park cop, just, I fucking hate my job. This is the type of stuff that would, like, there is so much awful shit in the world, and you have to spend part of your day dealing with dumb people like this. Absolute fucking retarded people like this. And I know that those cops just miss the days of, like, traffic stops and fucking, like, random people getting drunk and peeing on the side of a building. They miss that shit when they have somebody fucking, like, spraying their pee across entire grocery stores and gyms.
Of course, some government official had to wrap all of this up into some PR package. Imagine having to say, this girl peed on quinoa in a professional way, and that's just your job. But again, Kelly, she's out on bail right now, so hopefully someone is monitoring her OF and her TikToks in the meantime, because her arraignment isn't scheduled until April 7th. With a conviction of criminal mischief, it's only a Class B felony in New Hampshire. But she could still face up to 7 years in prison and a $4,000 fine. So I guess we'll just see what happens here. And hopefully Kelly feels bad about this and isn't running around peeing on more things in poor Keene, New Hampshire.
Just did a bad thing. I regret the thing I did.
Yeah, I get that that video is from 2019, but the irony of her doing that lip sync is kind of funny. But subscribe if you're new here and drop a like if you want to see me go report on this trial. And I'll hopefully see you guys in the next video. I don't know why I say hopefully, but I will see you in the next video. Show up for my next video and we'll see each other again. See ya.
Dude, I'm actually very interested to see. I don't know why this is on here. I actually saw this, and that was what led me to this other thing. But let me actually look up. Oh God, where is it? I want to find this chick, dude. I want to find. What was her name? Let's go back real quick. Let's skip back. It's gonna play an ad or whatever. I'm just gonna fucking skip this.
This TikToker just ruined her.
Do this. What's her name? Does it say? Does it say Kelly? A TikToker Kelly. I'm just gonna type in. We're gonna fucking deep dive this because it is. When I'm filming this, it is the 7th. And I'm gonna look this shit up. Kelly, Keene, New Hampshire. All right. Oh, let's see if we got anything new here. Long crime. February 25th. So let's go to news. Nothing new, dude. So I haven't. There's she's arrested. Nothing new on her. I don't know. She's charged. Oh, charged. Here we go. Let's see when this came out. Oh, this is the same shit. I don't know, dude. I don't have anything new here. Let's see, long crime. Maybe they fucking have a 23 or Kelly Tedford. Okay. Now we're cooking. Now we're fucking cooking. Research King Jiffy. That's who I am, dude. I'm the research king. All right. News. 1 month. All of this was a month ago. By time, past hour, past 24 hours, past 7 days. Nothing. It just seems like it's disappeared. Like it didn't matter. This is one of those dramas too that I kind of knew this was gonna happen because it's wild enough to look into, but she doesn't like hold the popularity of somebody like a FouseyTube or something where people are gonna constantly be checking in on that shit. This is just like she was probably like super small on all these platforms, and it was just wild enough that somebody caught on, like this guy, or like somebody else on TikTok caught on, and then somebody else caught on, and then it became a much bigger story. But I don't see that there's gonna be constant updates on this chick. It's just what it is. It is what it is. But this is a wild thing. This whole thing was just disgusting and vile. And people like this are, they're like a scourge on these platforms, right? They're actually out here breaking laws, but these platforms have time to just like overlook all these people that are actually breaking laws, but they have time to like clamp down on too spicy of jokes. It's just so retarded. It's absolutely retarded. That's all I got on that one, guys. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. All right. Again, I have to pee, and then I will be right back. Is that my squiggly? Is that my squiggly? Are you a little squiggly, baby? Oh, you're so cute. Dada loves you all the muches. You're my favorite baby. You guys are my favorite peoples. Alright. If there's something we know about King Jiffy Coats and his channel, and that's me. I'm King Jiffy Coats. I'm the guy that's going to be bringing you guys into all the chaos. I love downfalls. I love chaos. I love watching cringe people do cringe things on the platform. Hell, I might be the most cringe of them all. Well, actually, that's not true because we've reacted to some absolutely obscene and horrible things on this channel. But today we got how this college girl had her life ruined in 69 minutes. Nice. But here we go. This is done by Jamari. We've watched him before on the channel. He is fantastic. But here we go. Let's get right into it.
So a couple of months back, a story went viral online where it was rumored that a college sorority girl had slept with her boyfriend's father. This rumor began after a Snapchat message started going around the Ole Miss campus, and
Bro, could you imagine, dude? Could you imagine you're just chilling with your girlfriend and she's just eyeing up your dad's bulge? Like, that's wild. You hear about this stuff happening and you see it in like on some sites on the internet, right? But you never think about when it actually happens. You think like, oh, it's funny, it's a thing, like, but when it happens, it is so wild. They're like, dude, if my boyfriend has the unit, but he doesn't seem to know how to use it. I need more experience. I need his dad shalom-a-dama ding-dong. I mean, that's what I need. I need a guy who's had years and years of pipe laying experience to really make sure my plumbing's in check. This is a great world that we live in of absolute idiots.
Suddenly it was trending online, with this girl named Mary Kate being labeled as the girl.
I mean, she is fine, But like, what an awful dad that's like, look how hot look how hot my son's girlfriend is. I'm gonna make sure to just like fill all of her holes when he's doing his schoolwork, bro, when he's trying to get his degree. I'm gonna be filling her entire vagina with fluid. That's what I'm gonna be doing.
Girlfriend referenced in the Snapchat.
Whoa, let's read this. Basically, so, I don't know, like, if you've heard this part, but so over, like, the break, or I can click right before the break started, Mary-Kate went home early from school because I guess she, like, finished her exams early and went to go watch Evan's little sister in her basketball game and went with Dad. And then they like dropped the sister off at home and like the basketball game, and they went to dinner to like dinner and drinks and was like buying her drinks and stuff, and then they like got with each other or got with each other there or something, and then that was like the first time, and then I don't even know how Evan, the boyfriend, found out, but I know he did, and then he was like upset about it, and Mary Kay was like totally him, she'll never do it again because she's like a fucking like liar. And there's a thing, loser. I'm sorry, and blah, 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 again. But mom knows, but she's not gonna get divorced fully because of Mary Cape. But because the dad is like cheating on her before, like multiple times, so like why? But so bad. What the fuck kind of brain rot writing is that? I literally feel like I had a full frontal lobotomy while reading that. I felt like I was back in the 2000s watching that whatever that fucking show is where the bitch acted all fabulous and stuff and wore pink. I feel 100% like I was reading that type of shit. It feels like a bad screenwriter trying to figure out the way people talked in the 2000s.
Message. Memes were made, it actually hit #1 on trending, and it was so mainstream that it was being talked about on nationally syndicated programs. Well, now only 2 months later, this girl Mary-Kate lawyered up. She is finally speaking out, and not only is she claiming that this whole thing is bogus, but she is also now coming for everyone who aided in the spreading of what she calls a lie that ruins her life. So this was the original photo that started going around after the Snapchat message started going viral, so people could kind of put a face to this story that they were believing. Then someone would post these other photos of her and this guy that I guess is the one from the story that was apparently being cheated on. And honestly, this looks completely fucking photoshopped to me. I mean, it looks like they took a photo of them which was at like some sort of tailgate, and then just stuck them in the foreground of some random Ole Miss football game photo. People even started sharing the dad's information. Obviously, I'm going to have to heavily redact this. And this is the actual Snapchat message that was going viral at that time. Basically, so I don't know, like, if you've heard this part, but so over liar like that, like. This is the text message that I'm sorry.
I'm skipping this shit because I just read it. We don't need to hear him read it again. But dear God, it's so bad.
And so something about never drinking again, possibly. But the mom knows, but she's not getting divorced fully because of Mary Cape. But because the dad is like cheated on her before like multiple times, so that's like why, but so bad. So this is the text message that people were believing as proof of this absolutely insane story. I mean, like I already said, all I can think after reading this is that the person that wrote this had the IQ of a fucking peanut.
Hi there.
Absolutely, dude. This was like absolute brain rot fucking writing abilities. And this is the whole thing that this is all based off of. This is the most retarded thing I've ever seen. This poor girl, if she didn't do this, and this is all built off of a couple pictures they found, a fucking meme they pulled off of Reddit. Could you imagine if it was that? It's just somebody found a meme where a girl that was from the fucking 2000s, like, totally wrote this fucking long Snapchat bullshit, found another girl that was a pretty blonde, attached them together. The internet then found his father. Could you imagine if that was the rabbit hole that it went down? Could you imagine the amount of brain rot? And the poor girl's like, I didn't fuck his dad? What are we doing here? Jim's a douchebag. that would be the most awful thing for the people in this, but for me it makes amazing content, and I hate that it happened to them. I feel bad, but this is fucking hilarious.
People were absolutely running with this narrative. Right under this text message, this guy says, "She'd hump a rock pile if it had a snake in it. This can't be true. How does a dad stoop that low? Good grief, man, that's your son. What an effing douchebag." I'm sure all his clients are feeling real comfortable with this guy watching over all their money. "Hey, Mr. Loyal, how's my account looking? I'll be cashing out today." And then you even had random people catching strays. This was like a viral tweet about the situation, where I guess someone had found her Venmo account, and I guess she had sent this boyfriend money for gas, and he says at least Evan got his final bag. This guy says, "Jesus Christ, who's the fridge on the left?" And that is the thing about the internet.
Just fucking her one. So this is like something you'll notice. Every group of hot friends has one friend that is a little bit chunkier than the rest, right? It's not always a little bit. Sometimes they are morbid humongos. This chick isn't a morbid humongo, but there's always the big gal. There's always the big gal. She always wears the same things as her other friends, even though everybody that notices them knows she shouldn't, but nobody says anything because they know that if they're nice to her, they're probably gonna sleep with one of the other girls. This is like such a white girl thing that we've all known has been a thing forever, and it's funny that it pops up on the internet, and then on the internet people aren't fucking nice because they have no chance of sleeping with these people because they don't fucking know these people, so they're just like, who the fuck let Barry Sanders into this fucking thing? Why is Jerome Bettis, Barry Sanders, I meant to say Jerome Bettis, why is Jerome Bettis hanging out with these girls? What the fuck's going on here? Why do we have the fucking bus hanging out with the fucking Maseratis? What are y'all going here? I love this shit, dude. This is why the internet's so fucking amazing.
Someone random is always going to catch a stray that just had absolutely nothing to do with the situation at hand. They were sharing some alleged old photos from her past. Pro tip, don't black out at 3 p.m. I mean, this could all easily be doctored. Apparently, this was after the story went viral. She says, "Suing you if you post, my parents know." This alleged person says, "I'm not posting it anywhere." She says, "So go fuck yourself. I swear to God, I'm not posting. Maybe you should not have fucked his dad." And obviously, these types of things can be faked so easily. You create a profile named Mary Kate Cornett, put a blonde up there, and people just start believing it. It goes viral. This one allegedly also comes from after the story came out, where she says, "Stop. Are you good? No. Hey, if you ever need a shoulder to cry on or a dick to ride on, I'm there." Like, I got
bro was like, dude, I haven't shot my shot. We had math in middle school together. This is my time, bro. This is my time. Hey, he even blocks out this part. It's probably a dick pic too. It's probably a fucking dick pic. She's like, "Stop. Are you good? Did you not enjoy my dick pic?" No, this is an alleged dick pic. "Did you not enjoy my dick pic?" "No." Well, if you want a fucking sucky Tuesday, I'm here for you, baby.
Gotta be honest, that's one of the craziest lines I've ever heard. And apparently someone even took the time to rug pull tens of thousands of dollars, capitalizing on this Mary Kate meme. I mean, they even used her picture for the shit. And honestly, this is yet another one of those where if you invested in this, you did deserve to have your pockets run. But let's see what she had to say.
Absolutely. Every time I see one of these meme coins, I'm like, who the fuck bought that? Who the fuck was like, "Oh, dude, check it out. It's that chick that fucked her boyfriend's dad." Dude, I'm buying it on that coin, dude. This is going to be a genius and invest in diamond hands, dog. Diamond hands. Nothing better than a diamond hand to fist myself. And then they're sitting there with no diamond hands, poor, and giving blowjobs under an overpass.
Now that she's finally speaking out.
Having the entire internet, half of the country hating you and calling you disgusting things, telling you that you're a horrible person, that you deserve to die, that's a really hard thing for a girl to go through.
Strawberries and but like, yeah, it's awful. It's bad that you had to go through that, unless you actually slept with his dad, and then it's like kind of your fault. It's consequences of your own actions. Now, what I'm hearing is this is all a rumor and it didn't happen, supposedly, allegedly, but if it did and it comes out it did, this is gonna make it look so much fucking worse. Now, I want to believe that she didn't, because I think that makes this whole thing way more crazy and way more interesting.
Famous on the internet and social media in the worst possible way.
I mean, obviously, if this story was all bogus and she just got attached to, like, this random thing that was a complete lie, and obviously the girl was not a public figure before this, I could see how this type of thing would totally fuck up your life. It probably fucks up your entire college situation. It fucks up your relationship. I mean, honestly, I can see it being an absolute nightmare that we now kind of have to deal with in this new social media age.
In February, an online rumor went viral, claiming an Ole Miss sorority sister slept with her boyfriend's father. Then, someone attached Cornette's name and photo to it.
And it would be one thing if there was, like, glaring proof of any of this happening, like pictures of her and the dad at the basketball game, maybe some sort of risque text messages between them. But it was really all just that one low IQ Snapchat message. And then
yeah, dude, I mean, that person's definitely a mouth breather. 100% a mouth breather. They walk through life. Oh, like. They sound like one of those fucking birds from Finding Nemo, dude. Obviously, they weren't the highest IQ individual, and the message in and of itself is hilarious. But if this poor chick just gets attached to it, that's just so fucked. Like, the fact that maybe there was a rumor that they saw them together going somewhere, and they're like, oh, what if I saw this post on Reddit, I could attach it to them, and this could be like a big thing, I could get so micro famous, or this post would blow up, it would be so funny, what a troll. And it blew up, and now she's dealing with all the fucking ramifications, becoming a fucking internet lolcow when it's all a fucking hoax. That's wild. That is so wildly unfortunate. It's just one of those things that it's different than, I don't know, I still don't know how you would go about stopping this. It's like, oh, well, we gotta ban everything that has to do with it. I mean, obviously she's gonna go after the people that had big platforms that put this out there as true, like it was an actual thing, which rightfully so, it would cause damages. It's just like when, what was it, like MSNBC? I don't know, one of the news outlets like cut up a Joe Rogan clip and made it like so that it looked completely different than what he said, so he sued him for it. When you do malicious shit like this and don't do your research behind it, this is what happens, bro. If you're actually, because you have to pass quite a big bar. You have to pass quite a big bar to prove something like this, that it actually had damages in court. But if you're a fucking nobody suing like a giant, massive fucking conglomerate, which ESPN would be under Disney, I believe. So obviously they're going to be the little guys pushing down on this chick, or the big guys pushing down on the chick, which it has way more ramifications than it, let's say it was Fox pushing back to Disney. It's not that they're two big companies. Yes, there's going to be damages, but how much compared to her quantifying how much it ruined her life? There is way more chance that it actually had financial and life ramifications from a big company running a story like that as if it was true.
Once people saw that picture, it was like pouring gasoline on the fire.
This disgusting rumor was a top trending topic on Twitter.
Within 2.5 hours. Later that night, around 7 p.m., I was #1 trending in the United States.
God damn.
I felt so helpless and so alone because so many people were hating on me for something that I had no idea anything about.
And I gotta say, guys, there's a lot of people who have taken themselves out of this world for much less.
Cornette's phone number was also shared online. She was overwhelmed with harassing texts.
I hate this. Okay, here's the thing. I don't like doxing. I don't like when people decide to take something like this, that's funny online, because pointing and laughing at stuff online, I don't think is that big of a deal. When you start releasing people's personal information, harassing them in their IRL life, it's gone too far. You have taken it to a new level. I have stood by that since my early days on the channel. I will always stand by that. It's like the people who swap people. It's the people who decide to bring their kids into the situation. Anything that's bringing your real life stuff into this internet drama or funny internet stuff, it's too far. You've gone too far. I hate when people are just like out here posting doxes and stuff. I think it's disgusting.
And voicemails.
I was having thousands of calls come through, thousands of texts coming through, calling me a telling me I deserve to die.
And even just to play devil's advocate and say, oh, what if this was all 100% true, she actually did that? I still do not think that that's grounds for doxing someone. And I don't really get what goes through someone's head when, like, they see that leaked information and think, oh, let me go to my phone and send this random number some sort of terrible message. That will really teach her. Like, I guess
yeah, it's just like, that's unhinged behavior. That is like, you're being an absolutely disgusting person. You're being worse than what they did. In most cases, almost all cases, like artificially inserting yourself into somebody's life because of an internet meme, it makes you an absolute fucking retarded loser. I'm sorry. He's being nice about it. I'm calling you a fucking absolute scumbag. It doesn't, like, this is the whole premise of this is she slept with her boyfriend's dad. So you're going to harass her on a daily basis and leak her phone number to the entire world? That's not the equivalent, like, at all. That's not rational in the slightest.
I just don't understand the mentality of some people.
All because of an internet
All
rumor.
because of an internet rumor that has zero truth to it. Zero.
Cornette says she could barely leave her dorm room, had to switch to online classes. Someone even sent police to her mother's house in a fake 911 call.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep,
All this stuff.
swatted. I hate this. This is disgusting. This is like, swatting is one of the most disgusting things that anybody decided to do online. I don't know who the first person to get swatted was, but it should have ended there. It should have ended. So I think if the cops are to get if they get a call from somebody that's like, oh, well, I've heard so and so, blah blah blah, and the SWAT team shows up, I think they should face attempted murder charges, at the very least, unless something happens. And then if something happens, they are then liable for every damage, like, if you squished a flower, you should be charged $30 at least for that fucking flower, maybe more. Every little thing that could be charged to you should be charged to you, as well as an attempted murder charge. You should face jail time for swatting somebody. Hands down, I don't think that's even up for discussion. You were purposely trying to put somebody's life in danger.
Just becomes really fucked up really fast. Obviously, bad, fatal situations can occur from a phone call like that, and it's just like, why do people always have to take things to such extremes? And here is where we get to the Pat McAfee portion of this story, because this girl is now going to be taking legal action against him based on things that he said about the situation on his show.
The rumor was picked up by ESPN host Pat McAfee.
This is what is being reported by everybody on the internet. Dad had sex with son's girlfriend.
Has anyone apologized to you?
No, I was not famous before this. I'm not a public figure that you can go talk about on your show to get more views. Nobody knows who I am, or nobody did know who I was.
It's my opinion that her lawyer definitely told her to make that statement. I think this is going to be a defamation play because, like we've talked about on this channel, how when you're a public figure, it's very hard to prove defamation because it's very hard to prove actual malice.
And that's exactly what I was saying earlier on. It's really hard to prove it when it's public figure versus public figure. When you're a fucking nobody, it's much easier because you're like, it's easier to quantify the damages done to you because big company running your story on their show, which isn't true, it's going to have a lot more ramifications than let's say like fucking the same thing like Joe Rogan. Again, the same example. It's just it's so much easily won for the lawyer.
When it comes to non-public figures, they fall under a totally different set of laws. And I did actually want to show you guys the longer clip to actually give it some context, because he did say more than like, oh, dad sleeps with son's girlfriend. But I also want to note that he did never mention her by name, which could make all of this very interesting.
Jackson Dart, Ole Miss guy, though, so you're going to have to check in on his father, make sure everything kind of lines up there. Yeah, just to make sure, what do you mean? You know, the right kind of culture type of guy.
Yeah, is Jackson Dart of Ole Miss's dad snooping around?
Yeah, which happens at Ole Miss. I mean, that's kind of a...
So there is where the reference kind of starts. He's talking about this Ole Miss quarterback Jackson Dart that will soon be drafted, making a little joke like, oh, it's his dad hanging around the campus and shit.
Have you heard about Ole Miss?
I've been there. The Grove.
Okay, so you know about that, yeah. So you have not heard about the last 12 hours.
No.
I mean, this is just where it's like, it seems like they saw the internet stuff. They thought it'd be funny to talk about. Now, because they don't say her by name, it just seems like they're talking about drama, and it's a funny bit. I don't know how... Like, it would be different if they said her name, showed her picture, and went off of that. I don't know if they showed her picture or whatever yet, but we'll have to see. But it's just... This is going to be a tough case for her to win, I think.
There, I don't want nothing to do with this shit, though.
There's a menage a trois that is
really captivating the internet.
Boy, oh boy. Parents' weekend's going to be lit.
Well, I think they're actually not doing it this week. Some Ole Miss frat bro.
Yep. Sure.
Okay. Had a KD girlfriend. Allegedly. Dad had sex with son's girlfriend.
And that was pretty much the end of Pat's comments right there.
Because the people who were talking about it are the people that I would want to take a picture with if I saw it in public. They're people that I watched. Pat McAfee, ESPN, that's on my living room TV every single night. Because I used to look up to these people, and now these same people are making me feel worthless.
So do you guys think it will matter, like in the court of law, that he didn't actually mention her by name? Now, he did make allusions like frat bro, and I think he referenced maybe her sorority. I think I can definitely see the comments being a little bit divided on this one. So do you think if they actually take this to
Yeah,
court...
it's a tough one. It's a tough one. I don't know the ins and outs of the court process to give my 2 cents on it. I think it would open a weird precedent of where you can't talk about anything, any rumors going on, anything. I mean, he did say allegedly. He didn't even mention her name. I see. My knowledge going into it thought it was going to be an easy win for her, but after seeing the actual clip, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be the actual win she thinks it's going to be. It might. What I could see happening. What I could see happening is a settlement out of court where no party admits it or admits fault. I 100% could see that. And I think it's smart for her to go after it. Get your bag, little lady. Go get your bag. And at the end of the day, I think it's going to be a no fault ruling. If it does get to any point before it even sees a judge, I think it'll be no fault. I think that Disney and ESPN would much rather write a check and just be done with it than actually go through the nonsense of a trial and everything. They're just like, we're gonna settle, no fault, both sides. You get like 10K or whatever, and you shut the fuck up about it, and we can stop having you blast us on fucking NBC.
Or she has a possibility of winning or getting a settlement.
Cornett now wants justice. Her lawyer says she's been defamed and is a victim of cyberbullying.
The rumor is false.
Defamation, it's
People
coming.
promoted it without looking into it. You can't lie for money.
Are there laws that protect Mary Kate? Because it seems like the internet, social media, it's the wild, wild west.
To some degree, the law hasn't caught up with the speed at which a lie travels online.
Seems like there's a little bit of doubt.
And the fact that it's now kind of anchored to her.
I don't think this is winning. I think she got her. Well, here's the thing too. Why they did this right here is to put pressure on ESPN, to put pressure on Disney, to make them look like a little bit. I think this is was a good play in their book, but also a really bad one because of the fact that it's different if you would have said like, oh, Kate, what's her face or whatever her name is. I can't remember. Mary, whatever. Slept with her frat bro's dad, dude. She'd be out there just slinging it for anybody but her boyfriend. Like, and then just like ended it there. Not said allegedly, not prefaced it, not like they actually just brought her name through the mud. But they didn't do that. They just talked about an alleged meme that was going around. It was kind of a hee-haw. Oh, look at this. Let's make fun of let's make jokes about a quarterback real quick. It wasn't that big of a thing. Now I do feel bad that she's gone through all this, obviously, but I don't think that she's the idea of her winning even the settlement or getting a little settlement from it is dropping by the moment that this chick is talking.
Her name forever.
I mean, honestly, yeah, it is. She gets like a little job application. People think, oh, Mary Kate. You know, it's not Mary Kate and Ashley anymore.
Defamation exists. There's growing protections against cyberbullying. There's growing protections against, making fake pictures, which has also happened to Mary Kate.
Well, yeah, like they're definitely gonna have to change up the laws when it comes to online and social media activity, especially with the way like AI can be used. I mean, someone's life and reputation can be ruined forever just based on some photoshopped image, some AI shit.
Why my daughter? She wasn't looking for any of this. She never asked for any attention. She's just trying to be a freshman in college.
Damn. And so now she started this GoFundMe that's already raised $32,000. And in the description here, she basically says, yes, my family does have the money to like fight this in court and for me to defend myself. That other people are not always so fortunate, so 100% of the proceeds from this fundraiser will be used to provide seed capital, establishing a foundation focused on helping innocent victims of similar defamatory cyber attacks. Zero money raised here will be used for personal purposes. So it will be interesting to see where this story goes, and how it might be able to set the precedent for situations in the future that are similar to this, where someone has their life destroyed by what they call a lie. But y'all, of course, let me know y'all's thoughts down below. As always, also want to thank you guys for watching today's video, dropping a like and subscribing. But as you guys know, it's been your boy, the Tan Superman, and some other lawsuits out here need to be covered, so I'm out.
So here's the kind of my end thoughts on this. I think so like the cyberbullying thing, I think is pretty dumb. Like it's just like we're gonna police some of the stuff that people say online. I just think that there's no real way about that. It's too endless, and a lot of shit already slips between the cracks for way more abhorrent shit than people just making jokes online, right? Where I think I think actual change will happen is by raising and creating like actual bigger rules on the books that if there's a fake SWAT call, right? If there's a fake SWAT call, you then face like murder. That is like a murder charge. If you go out here and it's a famous person that you call in on, that is a murder charge. You should go to jail you should be up for life for that. And it's to prevent things like this. I think that there needs to be some protection against because like doxing's tough because like what are the lines of doxing, right? I think that like willfully releasing somebody's phone number and information to a wide group, I think that person should then be held accountable for that type of stuff. I think that there should be like, it's different than just like, oh, this guy has an internet moniker and his real name's already out there. You can literally see it on Wikipedia. It's like different than that. Like, oh, you said his real name. But like maliciously taking somebody, putting them out there, I think even then it's hard for me to say because there's just so many slippery slopes that can be created out of all this shit. The one thing that I will stand 100% on is the swatting thing. I think that should be a murder charge. I think that should be attempted murder charge easily, and I think it should have a minimal jail time. Like there should be no matter what they do, they're still going to jail for that shit. I just don't see, you're putting somebody's life in danger. It's just, to me, incredibly disgusting. As for the other shit, I mean, the defamation, we'll have to see what happens with that. I don't know if she's going to get a massive bag. I could see her getting some money and it's settling with no fault on both sides easily, but I don't see her winning the case. I absolutely don't see her winning the case after we got the full context. Absolutely not. But that's all I got for you guys on that one. I hope I brought some fun to it and wasn't just like a little goblin cum monster on the screen. But if I am and you had fun anyways, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. All right. I gotta pee again. I've been drinking a lot of water, so it's gonna happen a lot. Okay. Got a few more videos to react to. All right, boys and girls, I am back. I know you missed me so much when I went on that little pee there. All right, we got a fun one. I remember back in the day. When I would spend some time at my grandma's house in the summer and stuff, and she would put Ellen on. And she'd watch it, and I always thought it was incredibly cringe. I always thought Ellen was incredibly cringe. The only time I really liked Ellen, there was a Matthew McConaughey movie. I can't even remember what it was called, but they like followed him around with a camera, and she was in that movie, and I thought she was mildly entertaining in that. But I've never been the biggest Ellen fan. I find her kind of annoying, but she has been on a historical downfall for the longest time. I mean, she's awful to be around. Everyone talks about how you couldn't even like look her in the eye. That was like something Rob Schneider said. It's just like Ellen is a dumpster fire of a human being. Absolutely. I think we all can agree on that. And today we got a Cheeto here. Ellen is worse than you remember. And I am excited to see if my mind of already not liking her is is correct. I want to prove myself right, gosh darn it, because I'm constantly being told I'm wrong, and I'm excited to see myself be right once and for all.
All right, today we're talking about Ellen DeGeneres, so I had to throw on this shirt. Editor, can we flip this, please? Save a child, kill a pedophile. Now, I know she prefers the term minor attracted person, but we just gotta call a spade a spade.
Wait, what? When was there some Ellen accusations out there, bro? When was wait, when, what? There was Ellen accusations? What's going on here, dog?
In Big 25, no more dancing around and tiptoeing, walking on eggshells. You know, they say you are what you eat, but Ellen is not a baby, so that's just a very weird thing. I kind of learned that little quote doesn't mean much. But yeah, we're talking about Ellen again today. These are all jokes, by the way. Can we not get like a cease and desist, please? Can we do a quick optics check?
Okay. I was actually worried we had like an actual EDP situation going on with Ellen DeGeneres. Ellen DeGenerate was out here just sniffing children. I was like, what the heck's going on? This is wild. Every kid that was ever on her show, she was just sniffing and licking.
Am I getting sued? We're good? Okay. Anyway, Ellen DeGeneres probably drinks a mug of, what do they call that? Like baby blood. And we're going to further prove this today because I talked about her like back in December based on the entire recapping of the downfall of her show, how she mistreated employees, how the work culture that she fostered was terrible to every single person who was unfortunate enough.
Basically, she was just grabbing everybody that worked for her and just slamming their heads into her vagina, bro. She was just like, she was using her dyed blonde pubes to scratch their facial hair off, and you think, well, she's lesbian, so she probably wasn't going to. No. Do you not remember peach fuzz rendering? Women have peach fuzz, but not when they worked on the Ellen show. She grinded all of that off using her pube hair.
Enough to have that on their LinkedIn profile. And I figured today we just kind of look at some of the content that has led her to have an image of general cringe, like not the behind the scenes stuff that had to be exposed, but more so the stuff that she wants you to see, like the episodes of her show that if your mom was drinking during the day, you'd walk into a room and see her watching. So we have Ellen making celebrities uncomfortable for 8 minutes straight. Now leave a like on this video and you get nothing.
Dude, I'm gonna be real. Like, Ellen had the profound ability to make everybody uncomfortable, including me when I was watching it as a kid. My grandma would be like folding clothes or like cooking something. She wouldn't even be paying attention to the TV. It was just something that came on all the time. And I just remember thinking, like, who allowed this lady to have a TV show? It was like Tyra Banks. I remember Tyra Banks had a show, and there couldn't have been a single thing that made me give a half a shit about Tyra Banks ever in my existence of life. When I saw Tyra Banks, my fucking mind went blank, and there was just like asteroids flying through, landing in just like AIDS fountains.
In return, let's do it.
Hey, Cardi B. Hey. Hey. Hi. Hi.
It's interesting. That's actually a neurolinguistic programming tactic. I'm going to give you guys some sauce real quick. So she's doing something called vocal mirroring. It's when you repeat what somebody said instead of saying that you agree. So I know it's just the word and this really is not that deep, but if someone is to say, for example...
Bro's doing fucking Russell Crowe Beautiful Mind math off of a second clip. He is going absolute deep dive mode. He's like thinking about what Ellen's teeth would feel like scraping against his while making this comparison.
The weather's really nice out. You, if you want to convey strong agreement, instead of being like, yeah, it is nice out, you can just say what they said back to them. So the weather's really nice. The weather is really nice. Like, you're just repeating what they said back to them, but it conveys a level of agreement and understanding that you can only get by repeating it. Because you're signaling to them that your brains are more in sync than just the words I agree show. I know she just said the word hi and it's not that serious, but Ellen is probably part of the synagogue of Satan, so a very insidious person, likely the case.
Let's talk about your time in prison.
I didn't go to prison.
That nod right there is... Hold on a second. Did my team not prep you for this? Did my team not know that
It's obviously a bit. That's obviously a bit. It's trying to do like that uncomfortable comedy, and the celebrity's playing into it as well. Like, what's like let's keep shit a $1.20, baby. They're both in on the bit. It's just like Between Two Ferns. You think that fucking Hillary Clinton really went on Between Two Ferns, not knowing she was gonna be roasted? No, all the people on Between Two Ferns know exactly what the fuck's going on, and it's all all a bit. It's supposed to be funny. Now, does it come off as funny always? Not really. It just kind of is like fucking stale water on your asshole.
I was going to lie about your life and have you play along with it because you're not playing along with it, Taylor. Hey, Taylor! Hey, Taylor, do you want to sacrifice the goat after the show or not? You know, play along a little bit, roll around in the mud. Let's get that Ellen DeGeneres ratings up.
I'm terrified of porcelain dolls.
I heard that.
All right.
Just
Either
hold
of
one.
those. No. My wife. Come on, stop, man.
Why is the audience clapping at this? This is just so, like, I mean, a 2-year-old.
They're like, hey, this is the most horrible thing you've ever seen. Do you want me to shove it up your ass, Channing Tatum? You better act the way I want you to, or you will have porcelain breaking off next to your fucking colon.
World could script this. Guy says, I don't like porcelain dolls. She's like, well, I have a porcelain doll. Audience is like, fucking cinema. This is fucking peak in it. But it wouldn't be British people watching this. It would be like, you know, American swine, trough-fed mud creatures that roam the streets of this country. But yeah, I mean, if we want to talk about like the fall of the West, I mean, I think you really just look no further. I mean, this is literally like two overpaid people famous for no reason. I mean, Channing Tatum's okay. 21 Jump Street, pretty good movie.
Dude, I actually want to give Channing Tatum a lot of credit here, right? I think a lot of people like to shit on Channing Tatum for a long time because he was like the fucking Magic Mike guy. But dude, literally, it seems like to be one of the most genuine dudes out there. Watching his excitement for fucking Deadpool and the fact that he finally got to play Gambit and he actually went out there, did the work, did the research, learned the accent, when for years everybody talked about how he was a shitty actor. Dude fucking pulled off that Creo like nobody's fucking business, dog. The dude's got good work ethic, and I like everything I see him in. I think that he's usually the best part of the movie. I mean, even what's the Tarantino movie with him? The Hateful Eight. He was a surprise pull, and he was an enjoyable surprise pull. Now, is he the best in the movie? No, but he is. It was cool to see him, and I thought he did a good job.
Ellen, on the other hand, can you stop revving your fucking motorcycle? I'm making a video on Ellen.
Rev it fucking harder. I want to see a Cheetos spurg. I want to make a video on a Cheetos downfall. He's going to be out there screaming at people looking like the little naked ferret that he is. He's going to be standing out at his window just slow jerking as people walk by. That's the Cheeto I want to see.
I love you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this is young Taylor Swift. The reason that she looks so uncomfortable is because this is before she went to Bohemian Grove and stuff like that, right? So she seems a little bit new to all this. This is like as she was getting more notable and famous. But this was like kind of like the puberty in between, like, I'm not famous, I am famous, right? So the I'm famous Taylor Swift would have a much swifter, no pun intended, response to all these sort of cheap questions, right? But she's not been fully PR trained and hasn't yet been initiated to like the Diddy Party stuff yet. So she's kind of uncomfortable here. You'll see as it goes on, even the most uncomfortable celebrities are still trying to play the game. Poor Taylor here, she just like had to skip chemistry class for this one.
How was the party? I wasn't invited.
Actually, no, that's not the truth, Ellen. You were invited.
No pun intended, by the way. I literally said Diddy Party. Next clip, this chick's talking about a party she wasn't invited to.
Last time I was on the show, last year, you gave me a bunch of about not inviting you, but I didn't even know you wanted to be invited. I did invite you and you didn't come.
Of course she wanted to go to the fucking party, right? Of course. There's no cameras.
Dude,
no.
You show up, Ellen's got a like fucking dumbass haircut. Like, look at this fucking terrible ass haircut. Like, my hair looks like shit right now because I've let the sides grow out and the top's going scraggly. But it looks like it's just like the tip of a dick. She's got tip of the dick haircut, and they planned this beforehand. They're like, I'm gonna talk about the party, you're gonna talk about the party, and then it's gonna be fun. And then they're like, oh, this is great TV. Look how great of TV we're doing, guys. People aren't gonna laugh while they're fucking downing their 8th bottle of wine at fucking 4 in the afternoon.
I was on the show last year.
Nah, 4's actually closer to prime time. This shit would air at like 10 o'clock in the morning, and it would be like some bitch who just crawled out of bed and just continued drinking would be like, ha ha ha, look how funny, the celebrities are uncomfortable.
You gave me a bunch of about not inviting you, but I didn't even know you wanted to be invited. I did invite you and you didn't come.
Of course she wanted to go to the fucking party, right? Of course. There's no cameras, nobody recording audio. She can do whatever she wants. That's paradise. It's a pedophile's paradise, and she is livid that she wasn't invited. But then she's like, Ellen, you actually were invited. I have the list right here. You're right below Sean Diddy Combs, and yet you decided to not come? I thought this would be your shit.
She came. She was at home. She was drinking baby blood, and she's like, "It's time for me to come," and she came.
With Taylor Swift, who was just telling me about washing her legs in the shower. I couldn't hear you. Did you say you do wash them or you don't?
I do, because when you shave...
Is this like her show? Is this the format? We get celebrities up there and then we just talk shit about them? We bring up embarrassing...
Yeah, it's her whole thing is making people uncomfortable and like being like... It's like her comedy was always like that cringe. It was like supposed to be that cringe. That was always Ellen's comedy, and it was never any good. But that was her bit. It was her bit was literally, and what's sad is her earlier stuff, that like her stand-up stuff was a little better. Like, I'm not saying it was great, but it was better than her fucking show. But her show just kind of boiled down to, I'm annoying, but I'm making you uncomfortable, and watch the celebrity squirm. That was her entire show.
Things from their past, or some TMZ level commentary like, hey, yeah, you know, some guy who's paid $15 an hour to stalk you in Los Angeles found out that you missed one day of shaving your legs. I'm going to now bring this up in front of my audience in order to basically legitimize the dirty work of the TMZ people.
Shave your legs, isn't... The shaving cream is like soap, right?
Yeah. So whenever you're not shaving, you don't wash, you're saying?
No, I don't think I would say
This is just like brain rot for adults. People are so upset and they're very anxious about the future of our civilization because the next Elon Musk, I mean not Elon Musk, like the next like very successful and influential person is currently salivating over Skibidi Toilet, right? We're very worried how that's going to end up affecting these kids. But then you look at the adults now and they're watching Taylor Swift get pressed on the usage of shaving cream on her legs. It's literal brain rot for boomers, man. Kids these days, they're so stupid.
Yeah, dude, it's the same thing. I love when I hear like somebody like complain like or say something like, "Oh, dude, I don't even fucking watch movies, dude." But they know exactly what happened in the last sports game or like the last football game or whatever. And I'm like, you literally knew what happened in like 10 different fucking football games. You spent the entire fucking day watching fucking NFL. But you're gonna roast me because I went to the fucking movies this weekend. Because you do better things than go to the movies. You fucking 8 hours of football, dog. 8 hours. You're a fucking dweeb. Like, so many people that like watch the news every fucking night. Like, could you imagine? I want you to just put this in perspective. Every fucking night, you don't just have it in an earbud and you're doing other shit and you're enjoying your life. No. You sit down and actively watch a bunch of people fucking dressed like squares tell you about what's going on in the world. That's your fucking life. Like, that, it can go both ways, right? Because, like, then you're like, oh, look at these fucking young kids. They're still playing video games as adults. Yeah, you're still fucking watching douchebags on TV lie to you.
Watching Skibidi Toilet and typing PogChamp in Aiden Ross Twitch chat. Me, on the other hand, well, I'm still paying for cable, and I gotta make sure my Ellen mug is filled to the brim with red wine, stomped from the Californian valleys, just so I can miss book club, because Ellen's asking Chapel Roan some spicy lesbian questions on this episode. You're not a great parent, and you certainly have no platform to speak on how the kids now should be. I think that's another thing, right? It's like this program, the audience of it is so bad. Like, if you want to talk about toxic communities, I think we look at, like, you know, Hassan.
No, this is exactly what happened to like all. This is why white women co-opt everything to make it theirs. Like every movement, and you'll hear every movement will start out like a certain group of people, like, oh yeah, we're here for this. With this group, we're gay people, or we're black or something. And then all of a sudden, white bitches will come in with their fucking stiletto heels and just fucking kick them right in the tip of the dick hard enough to turn that heel into a sounding rod. And they're like, this shit is mine now. It is mine because I'm too bored sitting at home drinking wine, listening to Ellen, that I need to make myself feel special. And how do I feel special? Well, I virtue signal. And then they talk about me on these shows about how fucking special I am because we all live in this really happy, special bubble. I can't wait to drain my next child into blood to drink it for a tasty snack and also rejuvenate my fucking crow's feet.
Any political community, they're gonna have people who dox and SWAT and stuff like that. But then it's like, you know, that's toxic. You look at the waiting room of the doctor's office, what they have on TV to distract the moms while their son is getting like a teeth filler. It's just shit like this. Like, the kids aren't all right. The parents aren't all right. At least the silent generation, they're playing bingo at the retirement home, kicking it, talking about how
they're not playing bingo. Those retirement homes are full with STDs, bro. They're slapping some old fucking saggy genitals into each other. They're hitting each other so hard that their fucking like wrinkly, saggy skin is like tying each other into knots and they're getting stuck together, baby.
fun it used to be that they could just rip hard R's on the way to school. Like there was actually like meaning behind it. Now it's like, I mean, seriously.
Well, it seems like you did just say
But I
it.
kind of always shave my legs.
Every day?
Well, I mean, yeah.
Every day?
Yeah.
God, you must be hairy.
She looks like a beaver, bro. She's got beaver face, dude. Okay. I do this every time I watch a Cheeto video, dude. We're gonna pull up a beaver, dog. And it's not that her teeth are even. It's like the shape of her fucking face, dude, is beaver-like. It is 100% beaver. I don't even know, like... There we go, dude. Here's the fucking... Like, look. Tell me that's not fucking Ellen DeGeneres, bro. It's like rat face, too. No, that's better, dude. Oh, dude, she's got a rat face, dog. Like, she looks like a rat. Like, oh my god, dude, it's Ellen DeGeneres, bro. It's the same person. This is the same picture. Oh my god, look. Like, it's the same fucking... Like, her cheek, her fucking, like, weird cheek lines, like, feed into her nose, which is pointy like a rat, bro. She is a fucking, like, she's got the teeth, from what the employees say, she has the claws, bro. Her ears stick out 8 miles. Her eyes are dead as fuck. She is the rat, dog. She's the fucking midday wine-drinking TV rat host.
Now, some people are saying, word on the street is, that this album is all about a breakup from someone.
Okay.
So the question is it? You were here with your boyfriend, Zac Efron, last time. How's he doing?
We actually never dated.
Yes, you did. So how's he doing?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him in a while.
You gotta have to, I mean, after the Ellen show, you gotta do a palate cleanser. You know by entering this war zone, you're going to be pressed about the darkest and saddest moments and rumors that are being spread by trolls online. And then you got this, like, Keebler elf-looking motherfucker who's overpaid as shit, asking you the same things that you intentionally avoid on the internet for, you know...
It's fucking Keebler the rat. You need to get it right, Cheetah. You're fucking it up, dude. This video is turning into fucking delete your channel quality entertainment. You're really not hitting the points. I think it's Keebler rat, you fuck.
Your own sanity, and it's just being brought up to you and exposed to a much wider audience by Ellen DeGeneres.
Because we didn't date.
Yes, you did. Why do you deny it?
Because we didn't.
Oh, okay. So let's just talk about the new CD then. Which song is about Zac on the new CD?
There's nothing really about Zac on the CD because we didn't date.
All right.
So, yeah.
Okay. So now,
Bro. I mean, if this is not what we won World War II for, I don't know what is. I mean, does it get much better than watching Cardi B and Ellen react to Cardi?
Dude, my favorite thing of Cardi B ever is when she explained how you wipe your ass when you have really long nails and how you have to stick one inside of your asshole. That will always, to me, prove that the men who died in World War II died for a fucking reason.
Be twerking on stage. The age demographic of viewers for this show are the same ones who are actively trying to get TikTok banned. I mean, the irony. I mean, come on. It's actually funny. I had a friend back in elementary school. I haven't talked to him in like a decade, but my most like vivid memory of him is him and I. There was one day we were the last 2 people at school because neither of our parents would pick us up, but they were just kind of letting him sit around and they were asking me like, where are your parents? Where are your parents? And then I asked him, I'm like, why are they not asking you any questions? And he was like, well, yeah, you know, she's always kind of late. You know, it's a problem. And so what ended up happening that day is because I couldn't get a hold of my parents, I just ended up going home with him because we were kind of friends. And his mom picked us up and we go home and his mom was watching fucking Ellen with wine. So this drunk bitch left her son at elementary school and picked both of us up. She probably didn't even know who I was. I'm not bitter. Like, I mean...
Like, I feel bad for the kid getting left late every day at fucking school because his wino mom was fucking drunk instead of actually paying attention to the time. She's like, oh fuck, I have a child. Looks like I'm gonna have to come back to you, Greeno, later. Later I will fucking make out with the rest of this bottle, but for right now I gotta pretend to have responsibilities.
you know, if I was a mom, I'd be doing the same shit. But the fact that that's how it is and that, you know, that's what this show serves, the purpose that it does. It's like, what, her husband's on like a business trip, probably cheating on her with some fucking stripper in Vegas. Like, you know, in like the 1950s, women used to like beg for sewing machines because when they were bored, they'd like knit garments and stuff. God, what I would do for that to be the status quo instead of this shit.
It looks like you're getting ready to give birth right there. You just brought a friend to Bora Bora?
Yeah.
And you're just naked with your friend?
I mean, she's like, hey, Justin Bieber, here's a photo that some stalker took of you with your fucking cock out. Hey, I'm Ellen. Look at my show. It's you, and you're naked, and everyone's looking. It's humiliating.
Why can't you say you're dating somebody?
I'm not dating anyone, though.
She's just a friend?
She's just a friend.
Wow.
You
Michelle,
open it,
what
you
kind of cream do you need for that rash that you were telling me about?
The rash? No. Don't tell people.
How did she score this? How did she?
No, this is what they sign up for. This is like mutual embarrassment. They do this shit. It's her style of comedy. It's just, God, it's so cringe. I mean, oh God, if it was anybody other than Ellen who could land the timing better, I think it would be funnier. The problem is, it's just like Ellen, and she can only like go to certain extents, and it's just like, it's the type of shit your dad or mom would say to like embarrass you in front of your friends. It's just so it's all so fucking corny because it's released on fucking regular TV, so it never can have any like actual edge to it. It's just corny shit.
Score this. The first lady decided to go on this show. How? I mean, there has to be like dirt she has over every single person that willingly enters her program.
A rash that Shelly?
It's not an exaggeration.
Where is the rash? What is it? What area were you telling me about?
My shoulder.
Lower than that. Let's just take a look, because sometimes you find lyrics, and then sometimes you find this.
Right. Oh, and it's big up.
It's more like, hey, this is you, but naked, and my audience can see it, and you are now going to
Bro,
be...
all of those fucking, like, wino moms, dude, they flicked their clit to that so hard. They were so excited to see that shit. Ellen knew what she was doing.
Made very uncomfortable for the remainder of my program, and that's by design. Welcome to Ellen.
Back there as well.
Yep. I am Taylor Swift. I am dating blank.
She's always trying to meet watch the celebrity she has on there. It's literally either you're naked, let's look, or who are you naked with and are romantic with. And this is of public interest because I need to make more money. My house is nice. It is the size of a small country, like one of those island countries. But it could be bigger. I could have like 5 houses with bigger basements for more children to hide down there. Welcome to the Ellen Show.
Nobody.
I am Taylor Swift. I would like to be dating blank.
Nobody.
I am Taylor Swift, and my publicist told me to say blank.
My publicist told me not to answer any personal questions.
Okay. Now we're getting somewhere.
just the fucking uncomfort level, dude. It's just so fucking bad, bro. It's so fucking bad, bro. The sad thing is, it's like, the problem with Ellen and the problem with this is it doesn't ever feel like it was ever coming back on Ellen. It was just Ellen gotcha. Ellen gotcha. That was always her bit, was Ellen gotcha. It's never like, it never felt like it was ever hitting her. Like, you watch Between Two Ferns, it's Zach Galifianakis would get them, and then they would fucking humiliate him, and then he would try to move on from it. It always had a good vibe for back and forth. This just felt like it was trying to do what Letterman and all these other hosts did, but without the fun. I don't know. I never liked the way Ellen did it. I fucking hate it so much.
Yeah, it's hard to watch for me too, guys. At the end of the day, we're in this one together. I mean, dude. You might think that this one's Taylor's fault for not playing around, but I mean, like, why would she? This is I don't know if she's young in this. She seems a bit younger. Ellen is leaning in to get the scoop on who she's diddling. I mean, come on.
There's supposedly a song. Now, I'm told to ask these questions. I don't care. I don't. But supposedly there's a song about Nick Jonas in here. And because you just claim to be so honest, I feel like you should be honest with that.
Something that I will always keep to myself is who I write my songs about.
Bro, what? Talk about somebody who had like a legendary fucking crash out. This chick, I'm pretty sure, is like living next to a fucking highway, giving hand jobs in bathrooms now. I don't know what the fuck happened to Demi Lovato, but it's not good.
Okay, so it's probably about him, but and so and Kendall Jenner, and you and Kendall are really good friends now, right?
Yeah, been friends for.
Let's take a pause from all the celebrity gossip bullshit slop we're looking at and take a look at this, because
What is the date
this is
today?
awesome.
I completely, and
Thursday.
This is my favorite clip from her whole.
Oh my god, this is where Diddy runs in on all the kids, bro.
I was completely wrong, wasn't I?
So this is a bunch of children, some of which appear to almost be on chemotherapy. I'd assume that these are children that, you know, maybe make a wish. They got to go on Ellen, right? Like, it's a nice thing for them, or it's supposed to be. Look who the fuck they met.
I had the dates wrong all this time. Diddy, come on out. He's...
Hey, to be fair, at this time period, fucking having a P. Diddy show up would have been cool. Like, let's be real, dude. I was like listening to fucking I'm Coming Home and I'll Be Missing You. So until all this shit came out about Diddy, I'm not gonna lie, I fucked with some Diddy music, and that music is it's still gonna get hit on the playlist every once in a while. It's just gonna be my secret playlist, the same one when I listen to the remix to Ignition. You know, I'm not gonna be listening to that shit like blaring on my speakers because I know I'm gonna get the look. But I mean, I'm not gonna say that the music's bad. So like, I know Diddy's not the greatest, but I know that at this time, before knowing all this shit, if I saw Diddy pull up, I'd be like, this is a really fucking cool day.
Yeah, the boss music. Dude. Yeah, just to really show you, I mean, those are two deca millionaires, probably like centimillionaires, 1/10 of a billionaire, in the same room, who are being paid to harvest the hemoglobin from children's red blood cells, right? Like the protein found in it, they're harvesting it, and they're using it to develop biotech that can be sold back to other billionaires, to which they will...
Holy shit, dude. Ellen's worth a fucking $500 million, bro. Fucking Ellen DeGeneres, dude. How many children did she have to throw in a meat grinder to get that much money? Dear God, bro. Like, I didn't think she was never been that funny. She's not $500 million fucking dollars funny. Let's, like, holy fuck, dude. I know. Okay, here's the thing. I know Bill Burr's had some controversy lately, and people have been kind of turning on him, but I still think Bill Burr's really funny. Let's see his net worth. Like, we're gonna pocket watch some motherfuckers real quick. We're gonna check some people's fucking $20 million. Bill Burr has $20 million, which is still an obscene amount of money, right? But in like respect, or in like fucking comparison to Ellen DeGeneres, it's not even a fucking blimp on her fucking pussy lips, dog. It's not even in the same realm of possibility, and I think he's about 1,000 times funnier than she's ever been. I don't even think Joe Rogan has that type of money, and Joe Rogan, as much as you might hate him, I think his stand-up specials are funnier than Ellen's ever have been. Like, who fucking gave this bitch a fucking $500 million? Like, what are we doing here, dude? Like, $200 million. Ellen DeGeneres is worth $300 more million than Joe Rogan. And Joe Rogan definitely has that fuck you money, but what the fuck? Who's just fucking handing Ellen all this fucking money?
Then benefit from the stocks that they've been insider trading. You know, they believe in the tech being built from the samples that they've stolen from children. Glad we're on the same page. Welcome to Ellen.
Oh, yes, yeah.
That's sweet that y'all are still really good friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now...
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
He's having fun.
The last person I kissed was blank.
Give me a fucking break.
Do you remember any cheers at all that you did in high school? We thought it would be
Bro,
good.
she's trying to fuck this girl. I'm betting money, dude. She's like asking her about cheers, and she's like, I just want to smell it. I want to fucking smell it. I want. That's why this bitch wore fucking loafers, dude. She wore loafers to add more protection from her vagina to Ellen's face, because she know Ellen was gonna come out there like a fucking nightmarish Lovecraftian creature, trying to get a whiff, bro.
Good to hear one.
Yeah.
Sierra, let's hear it.
Let's talk about your #1 hit, where we are never ever
Dance for me, baby. Dance for me. Dance for mommy Ellen.
ever gonna get back together.
I think we need to never, ever watch the rest of this video. If you guys want more, I'll do a part 2. But that is Ellen for you.
I never want more. You will never catch me doing another Ellen video on this channel ever again. I would rather have a frontal lobotomy than deal with that shit again. The naked mole rat man can do that all day. The naked ferret man can do that as much as he wants, but I will not. If he does another Ellen video, bro, I'm outski, dude. You will not find it on this channel.
Greatest of all time. Anyway, leave a like on this video. If you didn't leave a dislike,
yeah, dude, that's a Cheeto. As always, he is the naked mole rat man. He does a lot of things, and he's existing, and I love his content. I do have to say that Ellen is a very cringe lady, and I've never found her funny. She does the fucking dry, I make you uncomfortable humor, but she does it in such a way that I always felt like everybody in the room was uncomfortable except for her. And it was like the opposite of Between Two Ferns, where I felt like everybody in the room was uncomfortable, including him, where he was a part of the joke. He was as much of the butt of the joke as the celebrity there, when Ellen just always felt like she was fucking spreading her legs and spraying everybody with piss. Well, that's all I got for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. So we have an interesting thing. This is a bit of a rabbit hole we got going here. We have, I saw this video. It's called Responding to Sexual Allegations Made Against Me. Now, I don't really know who Roma Army is. I know that she does, like, political content, and I figured we could go through a couple of these and see what she's all about. What is her channel about? Because I saw the apology, and I love myself some crash outs. I love myself some drama, and I love bad apology videos. So before I even get into her apology videos, let's see what she even does.
Fun isn't something one considers when balancing the universe.
Obviously peak content. That was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm gonna delete my channel because I will never be able to compete with this fucking lip thing she's doing. Whatever the fuck this lip thing is, I can never compete with it. It's too great, it's too powerful, and I should just never do anything on my channel again.
But this does put a smile on my face.
Like, oh, dude, that's so peak. Let's see the comments here. It's so easy to trigger those who eat, sleep, and breathe hatred. Awesome. The Giga Chad filter, though. Laughing face. This person obviously has a great sense of humor. Amazing. Waggers? What does that even mean? They can stay mad. Oh, yep, we're owning the chuds here. We got Chad Roma before GTA 6. A great comment. That was absolutely fire. Haha. Big emoji. Fire and a heart. I think your special effects gone a little too far. Ha 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 ha. A laughing face. The laughing in Italian hand. We're getting real great stuff here. Keep sharing your art. Your videos bring joy and delight. That brought something to me. It was joy and delight. We'll go with that. I've been watching your content for a long time, and every time you surprise me with your talent, what the fuck was talent in that? Like, I'm genuinely being honest here. I have no idea what was the talent aspect of that video. Was it the... but sure, most talented person in the entire world. Now, I know I'm being a little mean because this is like TikTok stuff, but let's go to the next one.
Did you take a picture with your ass?
When you've been kidnapped by the Riddler, but the Riddler ain't like the others.
Fun isn't something one considers.
Oh, yeah. Check.
Did you take a picture with your ass out and your back bent in with your pussy barely peeking through from a low angle with your face in it, winking with your tongue out and your feet in it, and your arches exposed and your toes clenched and your torso at 3/4 rotation with your side boob and your nipples just out of sight with a choker on and your panties around your waist with the middle pulled to the side?
That was a lot. That was a lot. I mean, it was better than the last video. I think you do nothing but trigger feminists all day, like pointing out double standards. Like, That one actually had like nothing to it. This was a fucking Middleton video. This was like a step above.
Check it out. Girl, I'm in such a happy relationship right now. He treats me so well. He's literally perfect.
Why aren't you guys still together?
I cheated on him.
Oh, God.
I don't know. Girl,
Peak comedy where we're
I
gone.
just saw this post that says, if lesbians can control themselves when girls are wearing revealing clothes, but guys can't, maybe the problem is not the clothes. Now, I don't disagree with the clothes not being the problem part of this message. Of course it's not. I'm more confused about the part where you seem to think that lesbians can control themselves. I'm in such a healthy relationship with my girlfriend. Like, I just love her so much. What you say? Considering lesbians...
That was a lot. Anyway, so she makes anti-feminist videos, I guess. So that's what her thing is. Now she has I guess she's apologizing for or responding to SA allegations. So we're gonna see what this is about. I don't have a lot of I don't have a lot of faith in this, to be honest with you. I don't have a ton of faith in this, but we're gonna see what happens.
Not a video that I thought, well, that I would ever have to make in my entire life, but I'm currently facing sexual assault allegations. Well, assault because of sexual stuff. Basically, the allegation is that I assaulted a girl because she refused to have sex with me. Buckle in, because I got a fucking story for you, and I've got something to say about that, because I have a right to defend myself. Okay, so this girl, I actually know her in real life. For once, somebody on the internet is making an allegation about me, and I actually know them.
Bro, she has like crazy eyes. I'm not saying that she was out here not doing this. I'm not gonna make that jump yet. I am saying she's got crazy eyes, and the neck tattoo is a bit wild. Jesus is having a great time down here, though. Jesus is having so much fun.
Well, this girl, I like kind of grew up with her like on the streets. I knew her for like 5 years. Her and I actually went through pregnancies together because she got pregnant like literally a week before I got pregnant with my daughter. So her boyfriend, who I went to high school with, was best friends with the father of my daughter. Obviously, people know by now that he was extremely domestically violent, and I fled when she was 2 weeks old, and he like hunted me down with a baton.
It's not good. Don't do that. If you, I wouldn't. If somebody leaves you, you should just cut your losses, buddy, and then don't hunt them down with a baton. That sounds a little bit wild. Yeah, no, I don't know. What else am I supposed to say? Well, what's the joke there? Dude, do you think she fucking wore the hat like back or down over her eyes like fucking Unabomber to hide from this guy? Well, what's the joke to be made there? I have no idea. There's probably something. It's she probably like fucking, maybe that's why she got the tattoos. Is like he knew her when she didn't have tattoos, but then she put the ring in here and put the tattoos on and never saw him again. Like, is that the joke I'm supposed to make? I don't know. I thought we were gonna get to her actual thing, but we're hearing about her like her ex-husband's cousin brother is friends with her alleged lover. I don't know, dude. So much has happened in the last 2 seconds.
And beat my fucking head in. Left me there to die. And I have receipts. And
holy shit, I made jokes and then she got her head beat in and was left to die somewhere? Jesus Christ, bro. Like, how do I even, like... I have nothing for that one. I'm glad you lived. Jesus is glad you lived. That was a bad joke. I should have made jokes.
I'm going to show them in this video because this is the situation that she's about to talk about, and I just needed to give you guys some backstory. This girl had a baby with this guy, right? And then she left him, ditched the baby with the grandparents, went to Kelowna, and had a baby with his brother. So I guess that makes her children like bruzins, like brothers and cousins. I don't know how this works.
What the fuck? Well, so if I'm getting this right, I don't think it's this. So, her brother's, her fucking husband's, ex-husband's friend, dated this girl. She had a kid with him. Both of them were piece of shit parents, and it got dipped off at her fucking parents' house, right? Then she goes to another place because she knows the dude's brother's there, has sex with him, has a kid with him. So now they got some bruzins, and when did we get the actual, we should have started with allegations and then gone to this, because I'm already fucking confused. This is some like backwoods fucking Appalachia shit, and I'm just not adhering to the chaos being brought up.
Works, and you cannot fucking make this up. This is the type of girl that is making this type of allegation towards me. So here's the video, here's what she had to say about it, and I'll come back and respond after.
Okay, y'all know Chloe? Well, let's just say she's not the most innocent thing out there. I'm one of the victims that she bear maced when my son was, I'd say, 6 months old. Thank God I didn't have my son, as it happened in a plus 15. So this is the real story behind it. I was walking.
Bro, this chick looks even. So I was giving Roma Army or whatever a hard time, right? This chick looks even worse. Like, this chick looks actually like unhinged as well. This is like, we got two retards fighting? I feel bad for calling Roma a retard now, because like she had the story about her getting her head bashed in, and I just feel like I don't know, dude. I don't know. This hit me with heavy stuff right away. So maybe it's not two retards fighting. It's two crazy ladies fighting. They're very nice ladies, I guess. But I already don't believe anything that's coming out of her mouth. I don't know why. I should believe stuff that she's saying, like just to add a little bit of a sense of impartiality. But I just don't.
A plus 15 with her boyfriend, well, her ex-baby daddy, JJ, who she's bashing all over TikTok, and my baby daddy, Killian. She popped out of a stairwell and bear maced us. We heard there was a group of people behind her. JJ whipped out the baton and hit her. Not that I'm saying it is okay that he hit her, but out of self-defense of not being able to see, that is what happens. And this all started because she frauded my credit card of $500, and because I wouldn't have sex with her. There was a dispute over the fact that I wouldn't have sex with her, so she bear maced me.
So first of all, never in my life have I ever assaulted somebody because they didn't allow me to eat their Arby's sandwich between me down there. Like, that has literally never happened. I've also never frauded somebody's, like, credit card. She couldn't even get a credit card if she fucking tried. Ain't no way. She's on government assistance. So what the fuck?
This is amazing. This is the greatest thing I've ever fucking found in my life. I have no... I'm sorry. I'm fucking sorry. we got fucking white trash. We got white trash shoe on head here, right? We got white trash shoe on head. Is mad at fucking whatever the fucking the fucking garden troll is. You know, remember the little trolls with the fucking hair? Yeah. You got the fucking troll over here. You got white trash shoe on head, and they're talking about their white trash bullshit. And it all sounds so fucking over the top that either one could be plausible, right? Like, I'm not saying that fucking troll lady, the mace thing didn't happen, because it could have happened. She could have maced them, and then he hit her with a fucking baton, which is fucking wild. She just busts out the door, take that, bitch, and he fucking hits her with a baton. Troll bitch is standing in the background like, whoa. You know, this is a little wild. And then and then she's like, I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about the fact that this bitch can't get a credit card because she's living on government subsidized checks. Like, after telling me about how the fact that her kids are cousin brothers. This is the greatest. Dude, this is why I love the internet, bro. This is the type of shit I live for.
This is the type of allegations that come out of a woman who had a baby with one man, left him, ditched the kid, and then went back and had a baby with his fucking brother. But let me make something very clear. When it comes to her speaking about my domestic violence situation, that is not something that I fucking deserved. She claims that it was this, like, self-defense. She also claims that she was there. First of all, she wasn't fucking there. I'm just gonna tell you the situation very quickly, and then I'm going to allow my abuser to tell you in his own words what happened. Because, oh yeah, I've got the clip. I was in a severely domestic violence situation, and when my daughter was 2 weeks old, I decided to flee, and I never went back. Well, 9 months after I fled, even though there was
Good for you. Good for you. If you're in a domestic abuse situation, dip. But fucking leave. That is the best thing you can do. Just get out of it. Get out of it as quickly as humanly possible. And I commend her for doing that. I'm going to make a lot of jokes. I'm going to be an asshole. That's what I do on the internet. I am a douchebag. I'm here for my own amusement. But I want to say credit where credit is due. Good on her for leaving that situation.
a court order. It's called an emergency protection order against him, saying that he couldn't come near me. He used Patricia, this redheaded weirdo, used her boyfriend to call me, pretend to be my friend. He was like, I don't hang out with him anymore. I don't support him. I'm sorry what happened to you. He got us to go downtown to meet him at a bar because we were going to go out anyways. And he's like, well, let me join you. I don't have anybody to hang out with. So me and my cousin, we go. We didn't know this, but what he had done is he had sent two individuals, two young boys, to stalk my cousin and I. So the moment we landed at City Hall Station, there was two people that we didn't even know, that knew what we looked like, that followed us for over 40 minutes throughout the downtown area until he was able to pinpoint us in a stairwell where we had stopped to smoke weed. Luckily, one of the girls that I was with, her name's Clarissa, she's actually not with us anymore, so may she rest in peace. She had a can of bear mace with her, and I already knew what was gonna happen. Like, I knew that this guy was about to beat my ass. Well, my friend Clarissa tapped me on my hip here, handed me the can of bear mace, I held it up, I warned them. My baby daddy ran out the door, but her boyfriend stood right in front of me and postured like this. So I sprayed him. I sprayed the fuck out of him. And then I turned around, I booked shit, and I tried to run for my life. I couldn't find my cousin, so I stopped, and I turned back around to where my baby daddy and her boyfriend would have been standing, and all I saw was the father of my daughter pulling a baton out of his bag, flicking it out, and running towards me. So he ran through a cloud of bear mace, and for people that don't know what bear mace is, it's like this really hot, spicy spray that people spray at bears that make...
This is fucking wild! I thought I was gonna get more, like, the accusations. This is just, like, I'm hearing about a domestic, like, an actual act of violence. Like... So she's saying the bear mace happened. She's saying the other chick wasn't there. They got stalked, which is wild. This is a lot, dude. This is a fuckload of shit just being dumped on me. Now, I thought this was going to be an apology video. I went in thinking it was a YouTuber apology video. It is not. She's coming out with fucking, like... This is like all about when I got my head bashed in, and this bitch is trying to make me look like an abuser.
Bears run.
Oh, sweetie. What's wrong, the little munchkin? Sorry, my baby's crying. Oh, you being upsetty spaghetti, huh? Are you being an upsetty spaghetti, baby? There's a smile. That's my precious girl. There we go. She's not mad anymore.
Away. So it's really powerful. And if you get it in your eyes or on your skin, it burns. The father of my kid couldn't even see when he was booking it towards me, and not being able to see, he still managed to grab me and beat my ever-living shit in with that metal baton, even though I was running away. And yes, I have pictures. So here's your warning signal right here, trigger warning. This is what happened to my head. I had multiple lacerations. This one was 3 inches wide by 3 inches deep. You can literally see my skull right in the center there, and that's the back of my head.
Yeah, bro, I don't think any amount of, oh, she maced him, so it was okay that he beat her fucking head in with a baton. Like, I don't understand where this other chick's coming from. It's like, that's the only thing that she had that was, like, relevant, that was, like, she knew the story enough to, like, manipulate it in a way to make her look bad because she already didn't like her. And also get clout off of it is what my initial read is coming off. And now I'm going to get more of a bias because I'm listening it from her perspective. But, damn, bro. At first I was like, what the fuck does this have to do with anything? Because she kind of uploaded or front loaded the video with all of this other information that was just like all over the place, and then got to this stuff. And I think if she would have moved it around a little bit, it would have been a little better for like yeah, it worked. It fucking works for what it's doing. It's just like I thought we were going in a whole different direction, and now I'm seeing fucking video or pictures of her head cracked open, and I'm like, this is not where I saw this going, man.
So Patricia saying that it was self-defense doesn't really make sense because it happened to the back of my head. I was clearly running away, which is exactly what the judge said in the trial, which, even though this was illegal, I knew that I would need this someday. So I actually recorded a portion of our trial, and this is the father of my kid answering the prosecutor's questions. And this is where he's admitting that I was defending myself. So take a listen.
That's not what I asked you, Mr. Coy. I asked you if you were aware that you were making contact with her repeatedly with the baton.
I could have been making contact with her. I could have been making contact with the floor. All I know was I was making contact.
Hold on. To get better thing, I'm gonna pull up. Let's see if she's got the closed captions here. Let's go.
Admitting that I was defending myself.
That's not what I asked you, Mr. Coy. I asked you if you were aware that you were making contact with her repeatedly with the baton.
I could have been making contact with her. I could have been making contact with the floor. All I know was I was making contact with someone.
Ms. Sunderland was in the fetal position on the ground as you beat her continuously, correct?
Correct. The arm outstretched and the camp point was closed.
After beating Ms. Sunderland and leaving her there severely injured, you ran away, isn't that right? You didn't call an ambulance?
I'm living on very meager expenses, so I can't really afford an ambulance.
That happened to me.
Wait. Hold on. Hold the fuck on, dude. Hold the fuck. So, I'm sorry. I know I'm laughing. This is so fucked. It's the mindset behind his fucking answer, bro. So he beats her. He leaves her in a panic for dead, right? That's what I'm gonna get from this, because he fucking bashed her head in with this thing. Even if he couldn't see because of the bear mace, he still beat her, and then ran away knowing he beat her, and didn't call an ambulance and just left her for fucking dead. And his fucking answer to fucking, oh my god, dude, I live on medial expenses. You can call it anonymous ambulances, man. You can literally say, there's an injured person at this location. I wish to be left anonymous. They are severely bleeding. I am leaving. You can do that. That is a thing you can do, and they will send people. Like, what? What? What kind of fucking answer is that, dude? What kind of fucking answer is that shit? Like, what?
Was nothing more than domestic violence. I don't know what this girl's obsession is with putting herself in this situation. Even though we went to trial, I won the trial. He only went to jail for 4 fucking months for doing that to me. But to sit on the internet and use my domestic violence story, wedge yourself in there when you didn't belong there in the first place, and then claim that I tried to mace you because you wouldn't let me eat your Arby's sandwich? What the fuck are you talking about? Her story's not clicking because none of this shit ever happened. So I don't ever want to have to respond to this on the internet again, because this is actually fucking absurd. And for the record, Patricia, if I ever was to eat an Arby's sandwich, it would never be your Arby's sandwich. So I'm gonna need you to just pipe down. So you can use your discretion as to whether you believe me or not. Personally, I don't give a shit because I know what happened, he knows what happened, she knows what happened, and her boyfriend knows what happens. The judge, the jury knows what happened.
Dude, honestly, like what I'm looking at here, dude, I don't know why it's doing this, but I have to say that I was being a little, like, her TikToks are fucking cringe. Her shorts are fucking cringe. Absolutely 100% cringe. I will stand on the hill that I think they're cringe and annoying. I will still stand on that hill. But I think she is 100% in the right here. I think this other bitch, just by looking at her fucking eyes, I don't know where she was at. Like, just like the way she looks, dude. You could tell that she was one of those people who wants to insert herself into every situation and make herself feel self-important to all of it because she thinks she's like the fucking God's gift to humanity and wants to feel like she's important. I've already said that 87 fucking times because this spiraled in a direction I never saw it spiraling to. But I 100% believe her. I think she was wronged here. I really do. And the fact that it felt like, even in the accusation of her saying that it was like, the essay thing, right? It felt like she just kind of threw that in there to like make it mean more, right? Because if it was just about the macing and the baton thing, nobody would have given a shit. Everybody would have been like, what the fuck do you mean? She maced him and then he beat the fuck out of her with a baton. So she put that in there and then added the essay thing to make herself a victim and to utilize this chick's clout to build her own personality.
Happens, and God knows what happened, so I don't really give a fuck. But I do have a right to defend myself, and you guys have a right to a response. So here it is, and thanks for listening, I guess.
Fantastic. This was a fantastic response. This is what this shit should be. I want to see more people just go like scorched earth on people, and like, this is different because all of the evidence was on her side that she, like, the other chick was just like, and they busted through the door she busted through the door randomly. It was like crazy. And then maced us and he just hit her with a baton like once. Yeah, and then you see the fucking, like, there was no way that it was just an accidental baton hit that caused all those lacerations. It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't, there's nothing that leads into this that makes any sense whatsoever. I'm on her side. I am gonna say that all of her shorts seem pretty cringe and a lot, and she seems like a pretty pretty intense individual. I wanted to say high strung, but she seems more just like an intense individual that would be a bit much to. I don't think like I'm gonna be hanging out with Roma Army anytime soon. Because seems kind of like an intense individual, but I mean, like, I don't hate her. I thought that it was gonna be more of that pathetic abuse thing and like hiding the essay type stuff. I didn't realize she was gonna go scorched earth on a bitch. So honestly, we got a way bigger dub out of this video than I thought it was gonna be. So yeah, like and subscribe, and we'll find more chaos down the line. And give a shout out to Roma Army. Go give her fucking video a like. She deserves a like for this. Give her a subscribe. She deserves to not have to put up with bullshit like these fucking clout goblins online. But I'll catch you on the next one.